wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want.
Oh, damn. Oh, let's get it. It's Friday. What's this? Isn't this game already out? Why are they still releasing trailers for this game when it's already out? I'm so confused by this. The hell? Ah! Stop it! The hell is this? No, thank you. What a weird looking game, bro. It looks like it actually might be kind of good, though. I'm not gonna lie. Astro Mine? What is this? Look at all the... Oh, it is a group of 3. That's kind of crazy looking. I hope it's single player. If it's single player, I might end up playing that. Normal. Cthulhu. Oh, I've actually wanted to see this. Hold on. I want to see that. Oh, that looks cool. Another Yakuza trailer. No way. Is that another multiplayer game? Bro, when are they going to stop making these damn things? High Guard's already about to shut down. Ooh, Mouse PI for hire. Oh, let's go.
Nope, I don't want that. Not even one iota. Hell of a mess, Steve.
Definitely going to be playing this. If I was you, I would stay away from Bitcoin. Honestly, I would talk to an investor if you have if you have like an okay amount of money. That's what I would say. Just talk to an investor. Have them invest it for you. I wouldn't invest in crypto. That shit's way too volatile.
Is this place? Seeing Cthulhu in the title of a game will, fairly or not, stack a pile of expectations on top of it as tall as the walls of Arlier. The Cosmic Abyss does meet some of them, focusing heavily on not just the physical danger involved in immersing oneself in the mysteries of lost and cursed history, but the mental toll as well. It exceeds some too, placing the well-worn fictional mythos in a setting it doesn't often get fit into. But the limited time I had with the first couple of chapters was soaked with the sinking fear that even though its puzzles and atmosphere were brain-tickling, there weren't enough moments where the consequences of playing with this eldritch fire felt real or dangerous. In the Lord's year of 2026, you're gonna have a hard time adapting H.P. Lovecraft's cosmic horror mythopoeia in a way that feels fresh, but developers Big Bad Wolf make a good effort. It follows well-worn tropes like putting players in the shoes of a detective chasing more and more bizarre clues down an interdimensional rabbit hole. But the near-future setting, in a world that clearly benefits from advanced technology but remains recognizable to denizens of our real world, spices things up in curious ways. My favorite is an optimistic take on an AI companion named Key that can actually be a general benefit to society, or at the very least towards your investigative efforts to know the unknowable.
I hope you will soon gain confidence in my results.
Cthulhu the Cosmic Abyss gives you a million chances to use it in crime scenes, which are dense with dark nooks to shed light on and stones to be turned over. Its key feature, the Vault, takes every clue that you find that could be consequential to solving the mystery and puts it in a big board, where you can move them around and draw connections between them, Charlie Day style.
Take a look at this! Jesus Christ!
Some of these clues may become a deduction, which asks a question that can be answered by another clue in order to unlock some key breakthrough to help you solve your case. These weren't common, but they were always impactful.
That's it for the Vault, Noah. I'm sure you'll find this new interface useful.
The handiest tool in Key's arsenal is the sonar. After spending energy to scan the chemical makeup of an item or material, you can then send a sonar ping out into the wild to find more objects that match that chemical. Pick up a weird rock and think it might have friends? Send a ping. Bloodstained drag marks suddenly and suspiciously end? Send a ping. You can even combine different materials, up to 4, to further narrow down a thing you might be looking for. Like if you wanted to find a specific sort of metal that is also covered in Eldritch mold for some reason. It's a clever way to help nudge players along who might be stuck, but without completely blowing the answers to some of the more important puzzles along the way. Key can also be upgraded to give itself bonus abilities, like one where discovering clues has a slim chance.
This game actually looks really in-depth. Compared to a lot of the indie games that I've seen, unless this isn't an indie game, this seems really well put together. I'm kind of impressed.
To earn back some energy. I wasn't really moved either way about the
Like, when was the last time you used some kind of pulsing system to locate objectives on a map? Or like just in general in the environment? It's been a while, hasn't it?
offerings available.
Like, why did they get rid of that system?
In the 2 chapters of the demo. When I did take the time to apply these,
I'm sorry, I keep stopping it, but it's like, it's way better than the yellow paint that is used everywhere, in my opinion. Why would they ever get rid of the pulsing system?
it never required
I've never
me to
understood
change the
that.
way I play, and I spent no time weighing the value between potential opportunity costs of any of the available options. This might be more consequential in the full release, but I found them to be completely ignorable here. Another way that the Cosmic Abyss stands out among its peers is that it's entirely free of combat, relying completely on the investigative and exploration aspects to provide tension and conflict. That's
Really?
a pretty bold choice and puts a lot of faith in the team's ability to create bad enough vibes that walking down into dark rooms can feel like their own sort of boss fight. I'm not sure that the Cosmic Abyss crushes that every single time though.
This will lead us to the exit.
Anti-Martian.
Many of the spaces make great first impressions. In Chapter 1, you and your partner Elsa arrive in the flooded and dilapidated home of a missing agent of your mysterious organization, Anseal. The house is a mess. Floor
Thanks for
littered
the
with
compliment on the setup,
ancient
bro.
artifacts, archaeological relics,
Oh, shit.
notes scribbled with nonsense, and just straight up trash. The rundown walls cast just the right kind of shadows that make it feel like touching anything might wake the monstrous building itself. This goes doubly for Chapter 2's undersea mining facility that sprawls like a metal maze of corridors covered in blood and some sort of goop that is somehow more upsetting than blood. Every wing is a new set of uncomfortably disheveled but relatively routine-looking things that lead you through a door and into a room where something obviously blasphemous went down.
The victim received massive blunt force trauma to the skull.
But it's really all sizzle that is hot when you're in the moment but cools quickly. Besides some things falling off of shelves without warning, you're never actually in danger in the haunted-feeling house in the first chapter. Though the second chapter's complex heavily implies that there might be a sort of eldritch minotaur trapped in this watery labyrinth, you never really get the displeasure of having to directly encounter one. I did a lot of running around and backtracking through the expansive sea base, and besides unlocking doors to get to new rooms, the building itself remained static, not really changing based on my actions or the progression of the plot, which definitely made it feel like I was treading water while trying to solve my way to the next big moment. The other side of that coin, though, is that a lot of the solutions to the puzzles are hiding in plain sight, with the clever assessment of clues you encounter and proper use of your tools being all you really need to find the answers. It made me feel like a genius when I skipped from point A to point C in a logic path because I came to my own conclusions that let me skip point B entirely, or simply got lucky and found a vital piece of the puzzle early. It also made me feel like a real dunce when I would continually miss the solution despite very clear clues that might as well have been neon signs pointing to it. The puzzles themselves aren't tough, nothing more than pattern recognition and good old-fashioned problem solving. The Witness, this is not.
The lights. The reset must be completed.
The Cosmic Abyss does create a bit of friction by tempting players themselves into taking shortcuts at the risk of their own sanity. Corruption is introduced in Chapter 2 and racks your brain every time you come into contact with some really evil juju, limiting Key's abilities and possibly having some more adverse effects that are unclear in the scope of this demo. The miners under the sea found a mysterious altar and now they're all missing. You can follow their footsteps to see how they activated this demonic device, but participating in the same ritual that vanished the people you were down here to find seems like a terrible idea, doesn't it? Trying to find a relatively safe
Why would you do that?
alternative that requires taking the deductive reasoning version of the long way seems the more sensible
What, all these guys vanished because they touched this altar? Everything points to the altar? Then why the hell would you want to activate it?
alternative, which meant
That's
me
stupid.
frustratingly spending a lot of time poking every object I could to figure out what I was missing, the lure of just trading my sanity for a quick and easy solution always hanging above me. In this limited demo, taking corruption seemed largely harmless, but as you move from chapter to chapter carrying the mental scars of your past mistakes with you, I can see how this could hang over you like a long Cthulhu-faced tentacle of Damocles.
Finally.
My biggest fear for Cthulhu the Cosmic Abyss was assuaged pretty early. This game does a great job of setting
Arkham
Lovecraft's
Advisor?
well-worn mythos in a time and place that feels unique among its many, many contemporaries. It also leans into problem solving in a way maybe other games like it don't, focusing more on the finding out parts of diligent detective work than the effing around parts of attempting to gunfight a bog monster. And though the puzzles you'll encounter throughout tend to balance feeling rewarding to solve while being approachable, the tense and slow-burning pace is great for the process of discovery, but doesn't really pay off the patience with many scares or really any pushback at all from anything that isn't a puzzle. That said, I've only seen the tip of what it has to offer, so it's hard to speak to how all of these elements evolve as you get closer to the real deal monsters, and how systems like Key's upgrades and the clever sonar expand without playing more, which you will all have the chance to do when Cthulhu the Cosmic Abyss releases on April 16th.
Damn.
For more previews of the biggest upcoming games, don't miss our
Well, I don't know. The game looks kind of boring. It looks good, but it looks so boring. Man, that sucks. Like, actually sucks. All right, you know what time it is now. It's that time. All right, let's get it. So, oh yeah, hold on. I need to pop that up on a different tab. We're gonna watch that today. Up hell or high water.
Hey, I don't want no
Stop it! Okay. Okay. Oh, wait, we got this other one, too. Hold on. We got another Nick Shirley video. Hold on, wait.
Security remains.
Wait!
We are live here in.
Okay, we're good now. Oh, my neck is killing me, bruh. Okay, so apparently, if I'm not mistaken, Obama talked about aliens yesterday, and everybody is freaking out now.
And Trump all but confirming aliens exist? No, I didn't see this.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51. There's no underground facility.
What was the first question you wanted answered
Apparently, that was classified information.
when you became president?
Where are the aliens?
Where were the aliens?
That was it. And so then obviously
Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information.
His face whenever he finished that sentence.
Evidence of non-human visitors to Earth.
Ooh. Oh, his face dropped.
he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
So aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you,
I don't know if they're real or not, and he's smiling.
he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. Well, he made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it.
I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it. I think there's a chance that there's aliens. Like, bro, we went from the Epstein files to the X files real quick.
The president can declassify anything that he wants to. So if you want to,
That's right. They gave us the Epstein files. Now it's time to give us the X files.
I may get him out of trouble by declassifying.
we know illegal aliens are real.
Yeah, illegal. Only illegals. What else? Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
Aliens, will they confirm aliens? Ooh. Ooh, it's starting to go up a little bit, right? Now, like, would I put money on this one? Let's say Trump gets exposed for something really bad, then maybe he'll bring up aliens, right? But he's probably saving it for that situation.
Wait a moment. Based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and
God damn, bro. Trump is just putting it out there, man. No shot. What do you think the likelihood by the time this man leaves office, they declassify a lot of stuff?
extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena UAP, and unidentified flying objects UFOs, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. God bless America.
And Obama was trolling? Sure he was. And Trump was trolling. They're all trolling. You want to know, like, my opinion on aliens? Statistically, how big is the universe?
Yeah, there's no way that aliens don't exist. Seriously, there's no freaking way, man. Literally.
It's really big. So
if we exist, they exist. Duh.
Aliens? Like, I think that's like 99.999%. Now, have we seen them? Have we seen aliens? I think that they have probably discerned at least that there is something that they have a high probability that they think was, made by intelligent design. That's what I think it could be.
Carrying out more
So what, is Iran threatening the U.S.? That's a mistake.
joint military exercises with the Islamic Republic moving military assets while the U.S. ramps up its presence. One expert claims Iran is repositioning strike drones under the cover of these joint drills with Russia. Brett Velikovich is a Fox News contributor, former special operations intel analyst and drone expert, and he joins me now. Brett, good morning to you. So yesterday we learned about these joint Russia-Iran exercises, and now we have Cameron Schell of defense firm Dragonfly, who tells Fox News the Russia drills would cover for the Iranian forces to move their drones into strike position. They've gone under the veil of doing the military exercises, which happen to be along the coastline, and this is an escalation. So both sides.
Well, obviously it's an escalation. Iran knows that if they don't come up with the deal that Americans are going to go with, they're probably going to start ramping up military in the area for obvious reasons. They don't want to get completely fucked, right? I mean, let's be honest here.
Escalating here in terms of preparation. And now we have your area of expertise in play with drones. So respond to this reporting, this suggestion that Iran is using drones, and how drone warfare would come into play in a situation like this.
Well, hey, good morning, Carly. Well, Iran, as usual, keeps thinking they can get away with it, that America isn't watching. And this posturing for war, I think, is a major mistake on behalf of the Iranians. The history shows it only ends badly for them. Between us and the Israelis, we have a lot of intelligence information on them. They like to hide their drone operations under this guise of exercises, but yet we're almost, flying ours in broad daylight. And I think that's the difference between a regime pretending to project strength and a real military that actually has it.
Well, I mean, like, if you go to if you go to the Iran page on Twitter, they're posting AI clips of them killing Americans and blowing up airplanes and stuff. So, like, I wonder why they could be doing this.
Right now, it's not just this routine military maneuvering. It's a chess match in the air. Iran's repositioning strike drones under the cover of these drills with Russia. And that tells me two things immediately. First, they still don't want transparency. And second, they're testing this battle positioning under plausible deniability. And by the way, let's not forget that this is exactly what Russia did before they went to war in Ukraine. They lied to the world, and they even, with their own soldiers, saying they were conducting military drills.
And you know what's really fucked for Iran? Is that because Russia is spread so thin with the Ukraine war, there's no way that Russia can send any kind of actual help. Because Russia fucked itself.
They went across the border and conducted operations. And look, I spent a lot of time working with U.S. MQ-1s and MQ-9 Reapers. When the U.S. MQ-9 Reaper operates in that region, we're not posturing. We're collecting. We're mapping radar signatures. We're identifying command and control nodes. We're watching how Iranian drone units deploy, how quickly they reposition, what frequencies they're using, how they're integrated with the Russians. The Reaper, it's not just a precision drone strike platform. It's this flying sensor hub. And the U.S. is gathering data that matters before a crisis. But really, Tehran, they've got to think really long and hard before testing U.S. resolve again.
Brett, how much ability does Iran have to impose cost to the United States in terms of striking our military bases in the region?
Well, I tell you, they've learned a lot from the Ukraine war. I spent a lot of time on the ground there. I can tell you.
Here's your good reason. It's because Iran just did a genocide on their own people, and they're funding terrorists using those same people's money. That's a pretty good reason. You want to talk to me about morals? Going there and helping these people in Iran after all, they killed these people and they made them pay money to get their loved ones' bodies. So they had to pay for the bullets that killed them. That killed them or their loved ones. That's a pretty damn good reason.
Drone warfare is relentless. It's this constant adaptation. It's electronic warfare layered over kinetic strikes, layered over cyber operations. Iran has been watching that. They've learned a lot from.
Change the story. I've been saying the same thing. I've been saying the same thing for the past 2 weeks. Or however long this has been going on.
Russia.
Story hasn't changed here.
Low-cost, high-volume drone warfare can grind down a technologically superior force. They've seen how electronic warfare jamming drone swarms changes the battlefield. And I think, they've absolutely studied how Ukraine innovates in real time, where they've modified drones, shortened the kill chain, and they're trying to absorb those lessons and refine it for their own doctrine. But I think, the key difference.
If they're trying to do this right now, they're doing it at a really bad time.
Here is Ukraine's been innovating out of necessity and defending their homeland, while Iran tries to adapt their drones for terrorism and regional destabilization. And I think our administration isn't going to put up with that. That's why you see this persistent ISR from our side doing intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance before you see these big headlines of war. because the bottom line is we shouldn't wait for drones to be launched at our assets. We have to watch, learn, and then sort of prepare these counterattacks.
Well, the president has given a deadline of about 10 days, so this is certainly something that we will be watching on the top of the list. Brett, thank you so much for joining us.
Damn, so we could find something out as early as next week. Because it's already been, what, like 5? I thought maybe something was happening this weekend, but maybe not. Ooh, this was an hour ago.
The president is extending his timeline for Iran to make a deal from 10 to 15 days. That still puts it in line with the 2-week time frame that Iran had given to address the gaps after the second round of indirect talks with the U.S. earlier this week.
What is the goal if there is a U.S. military strike?
Well, we're going to make a deal, or we're going to get a deal one way or the other.
But with a military strike, is it to wipe out their nuclear program?
I'm not going to talk to you about that, but we're either going to get a deal or it's going to be unfortunate for them.
And you said today 10 days. Have you given them a deadline firm to make a deal?
I would think that would be enough time, 10, 15 days, pretty much maximum.
The talks focus largely on Iran's nuclear program, but the U.S. also wants Iran to give up its long-range ballistic missiles. And Iranian officials maintain their ballistic missile program is not up for negotiation. The Wall Street Journal now reporting the president is weighing a limited strike to pressure Iran to make concessions. The outlet reports, per People Familiar, the opening assault, which, if authorized, could come within days, would target a few military or government sites. People familiar with the matter said. If Iran still refused to comply with Trump's directive to end its nuclear enrichment, the U.S. would respond.
Oh, yeah, there's another reason. They want to make nukes. Iran doesn't need nukes. Fuck that. Yeah, no. I don't see a warlord trying to make a nuke. Fuck that. Yeah, no. Bomb the shit out of these people, man. Hell no. These motherfuckers don't need nukes.
With a broad campaign against regime facilities, potentially aimed
That's the whole reason why we over there limp dicking around with fucking Vladimir's, because he's got nukes. The war between Russia and Ukraine would be over if he didn't have nukes.
toppling the Tehran regime.
Nope.
Russia is urging restraint. A spokesperson for the Kremlin says
I completely forgot about that. That completely slipped completely went over my head. I completely forgot about that.
Relations with Iran, and in doing so, we call on our Iranian friends and all parties in the region to exercise restraint and caution, and we urge them to prioritize political and diplomatic
Not to mention they talk about killing Americans constantly.
In resolving any problems. Remember, though, back in June, the president gave a 2-week timeline for Iran to make a deal. Hours later, he gave the green light for Operation Midnight Hammer. Carly and Todd.
That is a very good reminder. Madeline Rivera live for us in Washington. Maddie, thank you. Let's bring in national security and military analyst Dr. Rebecca Grant. Dr. Grant, thank you so much for joining us. So one thing the president is doing right now is being
is surrounding Iran and telling them they've got 15 days to make a deal. That's what he's doing.
Very transparent and laying out step by step what is going to happen. You know, we're going to use military action.
You know, they couldn't pay me enough to be on that show.
Do not make a deal, and the timeline is about 10 days from now. That's what he's saying publicly. But, you know, it feels like the Iranian regime is showing no signs of budging or even taking the president seriously. So where does that leave us? What happens next?
10 days, 15 days, we are in the countdown phase for potential strikes on Iran. Carly, we know these targets were briefed back in January. And let me be clear, this is not boots on the ground. This is most likely Iran getting its missile production sites bombed unless...
And where's your proof for saying that? Where is your proof showing that the United States government is giving millions of dollars to the Taliban? Hello? Like...
They agree to talk. They've said missiles are off the table, but no way will President Trump...
That's a rather strong accusation.
And you can see from the amount of forces we have over there, I mean, at least 7 destroyers for missile defense, an aircraft carrier, another on the way. Everything is in place for these strikes. It is time for Iran to make a deal and let those UN inspectors in as a start.
Let's focus on the timeline for a moment and pick up where Maddie left off. Do you expect a potential attack to possibly be sooner than this 10 to 15 day window in an effort to somewhat catch the Iranians by surprise?
Trump should like big dick them and just do it the day before. Just do it the day before and then like make a press conference saying, well, they had 14 days. I mean, if they weren't going to do it in 14 days, they damn sure weren't going to do it on the 15th.
And to not completely show our cards.
Well, that attack could come at any moment as far as the force posture is concerned, because again, targets pre-briefed already. And remember, this is not a big new war. It's not a long campaign. President Trump uses military force for very specific objectives. And so I'm sure U.S. Central Command, U.S. Space Force, everybody else helping out is ready to execute now. And
that's a name I never thought I'd hear. Space Force.
For very specific objectives. And so I'm sure U.S. Central Command, U.S. Space Force, everybody else.
U.S. Space Force? Man, remember, boys, them boats on the water is the only thing you can see. You're not talking about what's below the water, and they're not talking about what apparently is above the water.
Helping out is ready to execute now. And that's the pressure that's on Iran. Yeah, it could come at any moment.
Yeah, and Todd, that's a good point. I was thinking yesterday, what if it happens during the State of the Union address next week? Because, the American people want the president to focus on domestic policy, which of course he will be during that address. And this could be going on in the background. Wow. So only time will, of course, tell on that front. But Rebecca, I thought this was an interesting line from the Wall Street Journal reporting that Maddie read, just echoing it. If Iran still refuses to comply with Trump's directive to end its nuclear enrichment, the U.S. will respond with a broad campaign against regime facilities, potentially aimed at toppling.
Hold on. Having some internet problems. I don't know why it's doing this. Been doing this annoyingly for a little bit now. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, come on. Oh, wait a minute. I think we back. Right? We back? It looks like we back. Okay. We back. Okay, we should be good now. Yeah, we back. But
the Tehran regime, because there has been a question about how the use of military action would lead.
I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I've been seeing a lot of streamers talking about like something's going on with YouTube, something going on with Twitch as well. Oh my god, dude. Something is obviously going on with the internet lately too. Something funky's going on, man. I don't know what it is, but something funky is going on. Don't like it. Not one bit. Encoder overloaded. So that's that's weird. We should be good. Man, I don't know. OBS is that
regime change when the Ayatollah
should be
lives
good.
in a bunker. He still has his loyalists in the IRGC. So touch on that for us and how regime change could actually happen with U.S. military involvement.
Well, it would take a lot of pressure on the right points, and it's possible that there are leadership and certainly IRGC targets on that list. But I got to say, President Trump has been very clear that objective one is to get that nuclear deal really lined up. So I think military targets are top priority.
Oh, come on with this dog shit. Fucking OBS, you piece of shit. Hold on. Yeah, am I lagging real bad? It's OBS, man. Piece of dog shit software. Oh, wait a minute. We might be back. Ish. Oh, okay, we're back. Maybe there's an update for OBS that I haven't seen yet. It usually only acts this way when there's an update for it that I haven't installed. So whenever I in-stream today, I'm going to have to look at it and see what's going on. We should be back now, though. It's stabilized. I don't know what's going on, dude. Every time OBS either needs an update or has an update, it does one or two things. It completely shits the bed and crashes constantly, or it just doesn't work. I hate this software, dude.
Regime gone. But no question, he's going to be working the missile, nuclear, maybe space launch targets at his top priority.
Staying in the region, President Trump announcing that the United States will be contributing $10 billion to the Board of Peace, but also giving a stark comparison. Listen.
The United States is going to make a contribution of $10 billion to the Board of Peace. When you look at that compared to the cost of war, that's 2 weeks of fighting. It's a very small number. It sounds like a lot, but it's a very small number.
Putting all of this together, Dr. Grant, does the regime change that Carly mentioned?
I know, right? I think that's why people are so damn shocked by Trump, is that he ran saying he was going to do things. Now, he kind of dropped the ball on the Epstein stuff, let's be honest. But overall, I think that's why people are terrified of him right now, is because everything he said he was going to do or is saying he's going to do, he's done. He hasn't fucked around since day one. And that's kind of scary, but the good thing is that he's currently acting in not only America's interest, but freedom's interest as well. So that's something.
Need to happen in Iran for Donald Trump's plan for Gaza, the Board of Peace plan for Gaza, to ultimately take shape?
Well, President Trump says that even Midnight Hammer helped that out. And I loved that Board of Peace meeting yesterday. This is the path forward for Gaza. Don't forget, a specific UN resolution has chartered that Board of Peace to go ahead. FIFA will build soccer fields. Countries are donating. It's a great pushback against China and Russia's diplomatic influence, too. So this is the way ahead for Gaza, and only President Trump could have thought this up and pulled it off. It's looking good.
Yeah, it certainly is a unique thing that you never see from presidents in the past, but it is happening internationally at this very moment. Dr. Grant, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe.
Oh, yeah, they're trying. I guess the Democrats are realizing that they're taking them fat L's over in Minneapolis with all the deportations that are going on. So they're trying to get rid of ICE altogether. It's crazy because ICE was made after 9/11, specifically as a reaction to the terrorist
White
attack.
House and Democrats battle over immigration reform, but it is funded. Okay, so just remember that. It was funded with the big, beautiful bill. Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar says that there is talk, she believes, that is bubbling up of doing away with the whole agency, DHS, altogether. Watch this.
There is a lot.
Bro, what the fuck is going on? Oh, okay, fix itself again. There has to be an update for OBS, dude. It only acts like this whenever there's a fucking update. Straight up. Only ever acts this way when there's a fucking update.
Of conversation about what the dismantle meant. of the Department of Homeland Security should look like.
I love how these people think they have leverage whenever the government is partially shut down and they're trying to get rid of the one thing that's being funded right now. And it's like, you have no leverage. They're just going to keep it shut down until you guys do what you did last time, which is to give up and then let the government continue what it's doing. Like, ICE is still being funded. By the time you people get done, it's already, like, most of the immigration's going to be done.
Not going to go back to pre-2002 in looking at how these agencies used to operate without this level of brutality that we are seeing. Then we need to figure out a different system.
Yeah, so I find it interesting that she uses the language pre-2002 because I think most people would refer to this period as post 9/11.
Yeah, no, because that's the whole reason why ICE was made. It was to get rid of terrorists. Straight up, like.
Because that's when the mission to prevent terrorist attacks within the United States and to reduce our vulnerability and to get agencies talking to each other by coordinating it all through the Department of Homeland Security, originally run by Tom Ridge under.
Let that sink in. Why else would a foreign person that came into our country, moved up in our politics, want to get rid of something that was originally built for terrorism? Let's think about what we're saying here. Think about what we're saying.
President Bush was created to prevent terrorism in the country. That was it all about. So let's bring in the border czar, Tom Homan. Good to see you, Tom. Thank you very much for being here. Here's one more from Pramila Jayapal. She also says that DHS is under threat. It could disappear. Watch this.
What better way to take over a country than to move into the country, destabilize it by sending a bunch of money back to their own country, and then causing fights on the streets? How is that not a form of terrorism? Terrorism comes in very many colors, not just the one.
This whole thing is a giant.
Terrorists destabilize countries all the fucking time. You just heard it in the prior video where they were using drone strikes to destabilize an economy or destabilize a country. They're just using different forms of destabilization. That's all it is. Same types of people, not necessarily calling the people that are doing it. So, for example, just because Somalians had that crazy thing with the fraud in Minneapolis doesn't mean that they're terrorists. It just means that they are inadvertently, unwillingly, unknowingly working to destabilize a country and they just don't know it. I'm not calling them terrorists. I'm saying that they may be doing something and they don't even realize it.
Militarization and weaponization of ICE and CBP, they are agencies that should not exist as they exist. When we get power back, we have to dismantle them. And
if you dismantle ICE, the next election after whoever runs for the Democrat part of it, the next Republican is just, or a Democrat, who knows? There could be a Democrat that runs on hard immigration policies. They're just going to reinstate a different form of ICE. It'll just be called something else.
Go back to immigration enforcement as a civil system, because that's what it is.
Welcome, first of all. Tom Homan, good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
How do you respond to the congresswomen?
Good luck with that. I mean, they want to abolish the Department of Homeland Security, which you said was developed after the terrorist attacks here in the United States. They want to do away the agency that enforces the laws that they enacted. It just don't make sense. ICE is doing the same thing they've done in the last 3 decades. It's just that they got more work to do now because of the last 4 years of open border with over 10 million people coming across the border, illegally released in the United States, many of them public safety threats and national security threats. So yeah, ICE is working harder now because we're responding to 4 years of open borders and no immigration enforcement at all.
So you just got back a little while ago from Minneapolis and you were able to calm things down there.
I agree. why don't ICE agents have body cams yet? Like, ICE agents need body cams. If you start treating them like actual like law enforcement the way they're supposed to be treated, you could have a lot more accountability if things are like you hold police to the same standard. But here's the thing. You can't expect these people to do that because they defund their own police. Instead of holding the individuals accountable, they'd rather defund the entire police department in their own states. So of course they want to weaken the U.S. government. They want to weaken their own law enforcement in their own states. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. Like, if you defund the police, you don't hurt the rich people. They can afford their own security. You hurt the poor people that are just trying to go to like CVS, for example, and get some goddamn diapers. Like, those are the people you hurt. You don't hurt rich people that live in gated communities. You hurt the poor people that need this protection from all these vandals, these thieves, these killers. Like, that's who you're hurting. So, of course, these politicians that go home to their gated community and tell you that ICE isn't an actual, like,
Get a better
police force, like what Tim Walz was doing with his little megaphone behind his big-ass walled mansion, of course they're going to say that because it doesn't affect them. Duh.
Relationship going with local law enforcement. So what are the lessons learned from Minneapolis, and what does the next surge look like under your direction?
Well, look, the president sent me up there to do three things: de-escalate, arrest illegal aliens with a priority on criminals and public safety threats, and gain cooperation. For over a decade, I've been talking about sanctuary cities.
Bro, it is such a beautiful thing to see those sheriff members out there now. You notice how they got all that equipment and then nobody's doing anything? Man, it is a beautiful thing to see those police officers out there in Minneapolis. Oh, it's a beautiful
Sanctuary
thing.
cities are sanctuaries for criminals. So I went up there and talked to, Governor Walz, the AG. I talked to the mayor, and, we had to sit down.
ICE is law enforcement. You know that ICE agents can arrest a police officer if they commit a felony in front of them? They're from the federal government. The federal government runs everything. How do you think your state gets taxed? How do you think it gets money? The taxpayers pay taxes, and the taxes go to the federal government, and then the pot, does its thing, and then it sends out money to the states. You cut off funding to the states, and you're cooked. You're cooked. Like,
question that says, if you don't want all these ICE agents in your city and your state, then let us in the jail. The reason there's so many people on the street is because one agent can arrest one bad guy in the safety and security of a jail, which is safer for the
they've got so many illegals that are in their jails that if they would just turn them over, a lot of the operations would be done. But they keep releasing these guys into the streets, and now they've got to go track them down.
Safer
Duh.
for the alien.
Well, it's just like how, so like whenever a lot of people get this messed up, ICE agents aren't meant to be riot police. They're never trained to be riot police. So whenever they had to flood all these street corners with all these ICE agents, because you had to have the guys that would go get the illegal, and then they would have to have an arrest team around them for the protesters. They're not trained in riot control. If the police were like that, they're not trained in riot control because they expect the local police to help them. But the thing is that the state government is telling these people, or the law enforcement, not to help them, and then telling the people that they're not actual law enforcement. And it's like, bro, like, what are you doing?
The community, but they want to release them. When they release them, now a whole fugitive ops team, 6 men, need to go find this person. And because of all the hate and the rhetoric from the left.
And here's the kicker. You get rid of ICE, you might as well kiss welfare goodbye. Because if you keep importing mass immigration and you don't expect them to get jobs and pay into that pot, everybody's going to go broke. You're not going to have any food stamps, you're not going to have any social security, you're not going to have any form of welfare whatsoever. You can kiss Medicaid, Medicare goodbye. How are you going to fund anything whenever so many people are taken from that pot and it dries up? You can't. You keep importing these illegals. You keep importing these immigrants. we will run out of money. Everything else is going to get paid for. You think for 1 second they're going to take away from their military budget to start funding welfare? No, they're not going to do that. They're going to say, well, we did say that that you wouldn't be able to get Social Security past the year 2035. Well, unfortunately, because they mass imported a bunch of people, we ain't got no money, so sucks to suck. That's what's going to happen.
Members of Congress, now we got to send a security team to protect the ops team. So now we got 12, 13 people doing the job that would have took one agent into jail. I think they listened to us. They obviously listened to us. We got more jails cooperating than ever before in that state. We got the state cooperation in prisons, and we got the local police, the Minneapolis police responding to public safety threats.
Are they removing people who are here illegally, who are convicts? Is that did Tim Walz allow your folks to get in there and remove them? Is that one of the outcomes?
The state had a great cooperation. We even get more cooperation from state prisons on probation and parole. But the important thing with county jails. So what I met with AG Ellison about says, look, I understand the whole detainer issue, and there may be a state law about they can't under detainers, but there's nothing against them calling up ICE before they release this person. Don't hold them 1 minute past they normally hold them. Just call us before you release them. We'll be there to pick them up. And we have strategically placed agents across the state to respond. Well, the vast majority of sheriffs have. I thought over 80 sheriffs agree to that. There's still some discussions going on with some of the other sheriffs, but some are formal agreements. Some are, we'll call you before the release. Some want to accept the detainer. So we have different agreements in different counties, but unprecedented level of cooperation.
So obviously there was a big change. You know, we saw Secretary.
Oh yeah, you know why there was a big change? I would have paid good money to be the fly on the wall inside of that conversation with the local police and JD Vance. I would.
On location in a lot of these situations, Greg Bovino, who was reassigned. Are you going to be the face of those operations from now on?
No, you know, it's Secretary Noam oversees ICE and CBP. I'll do what I've been doing from the White House.
I love how they tried to say that Bovino was fired. Bovino was not fired. He left Minneapolis because he was done with his job, just like all the ICE agents that left. It was because the local police stepped in and they're doing their part now. Duh.
I'll advise and give strategic guidance. And, you know, I'm the border czar, so I got a lot of work to do on the border. There's still a lot of work to do down there, but I will do whatever I can because the president has made a promise to American people. There will be a mass deportation.
I wonder if JD Vance went into that office with law enforcement and said, here's what's going to happen. If you don't do your job, we're going to bring down the Insurrection Act and you're going to lose your job. So either do it or lose it.
But it's going to prioritize public safety threats first. And that's just the way we should be doing it. Targeted enforcement operations are the way to go. And for the people who are going nuts and say, well, you're walking away from mass deportation, look at the numbers. We already got record numbers of deportations, but wrestling the public safety threat first makes sense because you're the biggest danger to the community. Prioritizing public safety threats and national security threats doesn't mean we forget about everybody else. I've said it from day one. If you're in the country illegally,
they do, because they steal someone's identity, fucktard. Think about it. How do you think they get it?
You're not off the table.
And not to mention, you've got people like, if you look up Tim Walz, he signed a document that gives anyone an ID. Well, you've just got an ID. What can you do with an ID? You can file for fucking welfare, Einstein.
We're looking
Same thing with all these people in LA. All these illegal truck drivers that got truckers' licenses that shouldn't have them, can't even speak English, and they out there driving a damn semi. Think about it. How do they get it? Well, it's because these sanctuary cities are giving them welfare. Duh. Why do you think they want to cut the damn funding off?
Well, we'll be watching to see if New York or Los Angeles is next on the list, and if you can reach the same kind of agreements with some of these releases from jail and then deportation when the order is in place. Tom Homan, Border Czar, thank you. Always good to see you, sir. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.
Check out Legal
US
Mindset.
Immigration showdown goes legal. We're going to talk about today in the Legal Mindset. We teach
Let's
you
go.
to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney. And this
Hey,
is
he actually fixed his thing. He fixed his mindset thing. Hell yeah.
Next video, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. And in this question of are you illegal, there's several major topics that are headed to the Supreme Court that are very important to monitor, particularly as some of them are going to have cases coming up next month, in the next couple months. And they're very quintessential to how immigration is dealt with in the U.S. And some of them can completely change immigration policy for the one way or another going forward into the future. So let's talk about that today. Of course, our defendants and someone who brought up the comment, no one is illegal on stolen land, F-Ice, Billie Eilish.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
Ooh, she fucked up, bro. They trying to, the Indian tribe that she built her multi-million-dollar mansion on, trying to take that land back. Should have thought, he shouldn't have done it.
Who really doesn't
Shouldn't have done it.
understand the law, which we're going to explain for Billy today.
There was a law firm that came forward and said, had already drawn up the paperwork and said, we will do this for free.
Hey, we're going to get the explanation here. And of course, anti-ICE people on the internet like Hassan Piker, they're obviously on one side of this legal battle. And then we've got plaintiffs, of course, Trump, and all those out there, evil VTubers like Powder.
They would have to deport like thousands of people every week in order to make a dent in the issues that we have right now.
That make
and she's right. That's the unfortunate fact of it, is that no matter how many people we're deporting, it's still not enough.
Comments that are pro-ICE or pro-immigration. So we're going to break this down and get into the major legal battles we have today. So let's get into that right now. First, we've got opening statements. These are the three major things we're going to cover today. Birthright citizenship, which is...
We need to get rid of that shit. That shit needs to go. That was made for slaves back in the heyday. We need to get rid of that shit. That shit needs to go.
Ability to essentially get citizenship when you're in the country. We'll talk about that. Then mandatory immigration.
I feel like birthright citizenship is fine. Just they should have stuff around it that's like, because it happens all the time in other countries as well, where you born in a country, right? You get a birth certificate from that country, but the thing is like you get dual citizenship. That child gets dual citizenship. So what you do is you just deport the whole family, right? Or like if they're there on vacation or whatever, and then they have a child in a foreign country, then well, okay, great. Here's your dual citizenship for the child, but you guys still have to go back when your vacation's over. All of you, not just you two, all of you.
Detention, locking everybody up. Gotta catch them all, the Pokemon.
That's
and
right.
Then we've got asylum and border access. So let's jump right into it with number one, birthright citizenship. So what is birthright citizenship? That is illegal.
That is a mistake, and it should have never been made.
Principle granting automatic citizenship at birth. So essentially, if you're born in the United States, getting citizenship. Now, this is detailed in the 14th Amendment, which says all people born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, that's the key word we're going to examine today, are citizens of the U.S. and the state where they reside. So subject to the jurisdiction is part of this massive legal battle, and really the key to what is going to be American citizenship. Is it physical presence in the United States? Is that enough? Or do you have to have actual allegiance to the United States? And that's what the two sides are arguing about. The left, or the Democrats, want it to be mere physical presence, while the right under Trump wants it to be full allegiance to the United States. So you've got a divide here. Do you just need to cross the border? Do you just need to get right over the fence? And all of a sudden, if you have a kid, is that all of a sudden American? Or do you have to go through the naturalization process and pledge your loyalty and allegiance to the United States first before any of that happens? Of course, this would be through the legal process. So if you entered the country illegally, might be a little barrier to that wouldn't be presently if this law isn't changed. So typically the court back in the day, and this is the biggest thing against the Trump administration is they've interpreted this very broadly, and previous administrations have taken a very broad stance on this. This goes back to U.S. versus Won Kim Ark in 1898, which was actually about a Chinese person that was restricted based on racial quotas, which existed back in the day, believe it or not. And it ruled in their favor, right, to interpret the 14th Amendment broadly. However, Trump's executive order, which he put out on the first day of his presidency.
Hold on, give me a second. Hold on, give me a second. I think I figured out what was causing it. One of the graphics cards is getting a little too warm. Oh, thanks for the 5. They have higher expectation of loyalty to the country for immigrants than they do. Yeah, exactly. How do you have higher expectation and loyalty to immigrants and not the president of the United States, or, like, for that matter, your countrymen? That's so stupid. What's wrong with you? Like, for reals, what's wrong? Oh, what happened? Oh, I knocked the thing. Hold on, give me a second. Damn it. You should be good now.
Presidency directed the agents to deny citizenship to any children born in the U.S. after February 19, 2025, unless one parent is a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident. So essentially, it does not apply to anybody retrospectively. So this one, unlike the other things we're going to talk about today, particularly mandatory detention, does not to people that are born before this. So it's not going to go back and get people retroactively. However, it's a big issue for everybody going on since that day. So obviously there were a storm of lawsuits over this. Injunctions were issued, but a lot of those were overturned by the Supreme Court. And there is a case pending on this, which is really the biggest thing to worry about. So what's the analysis? What's the arguments pro and con? Well, first, the arguments for the change, the pro-Trump changes, are that the framers intended to exclude people with foreign allegiances. There's a lot of provisions in the Constitution, if you look back, that really are wary of people that might have a foreign allegiance and do not have a U.S. allegiance. So just having a child does not mean you've necessarily pledged allegiance to America because you haven't gone through naturalization. So your allegiance is split. There's a deference to executive immigration power. So in the court cases that we've seen in SCOTUS, in a lot of other instances, they've deferred to the executive power on immigration. They've given a lot of power to that, including in Trump's own cases like Trump versus White. And the clause incentivizes illegal entry. There's no other way to say it. That's one of the biggest things that, aside from the law, just it's incorporated in the law. But beyond that, it's something that will absolutely incentivize people to come here and use this fashion rather than going through the legal procedure. The arguments against this, our existing case precedent is very broad. It is going to interpret it in a way more narrowly than was before. And a lot of the opponents argue a constitutional amendment is needed and saying, hey, you need to amend the.
Yeah, they should ban dual citizenship in Congress 100%. Like, if you're in Congress or you're in politics, you shouldn't go to a foreign country. You should be here changing stuff for America and helping Americans. Straight up.
14th Amendment if you want to do this. So the odds on this one are a coin flip. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, despite my feelings one way or another, it's a coin flip at best. Some people give it a little bit less, 40, 30% chance of success, but I think 50-50 is very fair, and it's set for June or July of 2026. So this is one I'm going to be watching because it could fundamentally change American citizenship. Next, Tom Homan. Now, let's go to this clip from Tom Homan talking about his changes in the...
Boy, he's happy. That's a happy man right there. Man, I was getting worried about him there for a while, man. He looked like he was in rough shape.
Perception of entrance.
For those who are not a national security threat or public safety risk, you are not exempt from immigration enforcement action. If you're in the country illegally, you are not off the table.
So you're not exempt, meaning that's a very, very big change in terms of the law. So when we look at mandatory detention, that's the next one. This is based on a Trump reinterpretation of the Immigration and Nationality Act, the INA. The INA in Section 225B2A requires detention, meaning they need to be held. And there's a lot of categories for this, and there's other exceptions. But one of them is if you're not clearly and beyond a doubt entitled to be admitted. So if there's any sort of doubt that you are in here illegally, right, that would be grounds for detention. So Trump is interpreting this as saying all illegal entries, everybody that he entered illegal, even decades ago, you can be subject to mandatory detention, and you indeed are. And that's what Tom Homan is saying as well. That's a very, very strong reinterpretation, and really it's behind a lot of what the animus is towards ICE is some people that are being rounded up have been here for a while. There is no SCOTUS case on this, but there's highly likely as there is a circuit split. Some circuits say, hey, this is a problem. Some circuits say, hey, this is not. So this is something that's probably going to come before the Supreme Court. And this is exactly why we get the gotta catch them all, because as of date, this is still in practice. This is still out there until we get clarification from SCOTUS. So this is where we get the lovely gotta catch them all memes.
That's right.
And now a word from
AI's been going crazy with this. The amount of people like posting on Twitter and stuff with the AI is crazy.
Sponsor
it's funny,
delete
dude.
me. It's February and I'm in all-out organization and declutter mode, getting rid of all that old stuff from the last. That's exactly what clean up the junk. Start with about asylum and border access. So with asylum and border access, the INA allows application for asylum by those present at the border if they demonstrate a well-founded fear of persecution based on race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a social group. Now, that sounds pretty broad, and indeed, in previous administrations, they interpreted that fairly broadly. They pretty much let anybody in if they showed up and just claimed, yep, I'm being persecuted based on membership in some sort of group or based on me having some sort of political opinion. And there we're going to have a problem because we're going to let in too many asylum seekers. Well, Trump wanted to fix that problem and said, hey, on January 20th, just like previously with his executive orders, he said, we're going to take an aggressive restriction against asylum seekers. So we are going to make sure that those that don't have proper documents, for example, will not be getting in the country. He also made it less convenient by canceling app appointments for asylum claims. So saying, hey, we don't need
I mean, that's what happens when you've got a mass influx of illegals, man. Now, if we can get a lot of these people out, then maybe we can start taking people in again. But they fucked the entire thing so much that I don't even think it's going to be able to get solved in 4 years, honestly.
This service to make it easier for people to stand in asylum line. The other two policies he brought in are metering. This is very important, and this is setting a capacity for asylum seekers. I've talked about this previously, but this is something that can be done and has been legally upheld in the past, and you can set a limit, including a very, very low limit if desired. The other thing is the MPP, the Migrant Protection Protocol, which is commonly referred to as remain in Mexico. So saying, hey, you're going to be in Mexico pending any of this process. So this is being challenged as well in two big cases. This is Nome versus Al Otrolato and Urias or Aurelina versus Bondi. I'm mispronouncing those there. And in the Nome case, you've got whether asylum seekers at points of entry but stopped on the Mexican side arrive in the U.S. entitling them to asylum. So this would be a case where if they just showed up but they're still in Mexico, they're kind of as arriving here, and therefore they're entitled. They have certain rights and certain entitlements. The administration is arguing that you need to physically enter the United States. That just showing up.
I don't think we should even let in high-skilled workers. Why should we let in high-skilled workers if we spend the same amount of money that we use to import migrants? Why don't we just use that money to get people off the street and train them to do jobs? Like, there's a lot of people that are just down bad on their luck. They haven't really done anything wrong, but they you know, like at the same, it's because they can't catch a job. Like, you'd be surprised how many homeless people are teetering on getting a job and being homeless. Why don't we use that money to get like homeless Americans and veterans into the workforce? Why don't we train them as opposed to trying to spend all this money? It would be way cheaper to do that than it would be to import all these immigrants.
Up on the Mexican side of the border is not enough, justifying the turnbacks and justifying the metering policy. And this decision is expected in June or July of 2026. And that would be a big one because metering is a massive way to limit the amount of people that are coming across the border and potentially claiming asylum. The other one in the Urias case is whether courts must defer to the BIA determination of persecution at the border, and that would limit judicial review.
If we can't help the Americans that are here, what the hell? Like, that's why you see Nick Shirley down on Skid Row talking to an immigrant family, like the dad, the mom, and the son all staying in a homeless tent. We can't even take care of the people we have here. Why the hell we want to, what? You want to bring more people in from Brazil so they can go and live in a tent on Skid Row? The hell kind of sense does that make? Well, if we can't even help the people that are here, how the hell are we going to help them?
So what can happen here is the agency at the border can say, you're not being persecuted. What are you talking about? You have no case here. You're just somebody maybe that's an economic migrant or that has some other reason, but there's no actual persecution going on. And then when that's turned over to a judge, you might have, let's say, an activist judge or a judge who has certain leanings, and they might say, no. In fact,
if you find an activist judge or a judge that has certainly, well, you got to fire them. You got to put them up on charges. Enough of these judges that want to go one way or the other with that, with the court of law, bro. I'm so sick of this shit.
I think you're persecuted, so let's come on in. And that also puts a massive strain on the judicial system. So this is something that would have big impacts in terms of how things are actually proceeded, the actual process of asylum seeking. This decision expected in the spring of 2026. So we've got two here that are coming up to monitor that I'm going to be monitoring on this channel. Next, let's look at the judgment. So the judgment is a coin flip on birthright citizenship success. I think 50-50 is the best I'm going to give that. But the real thing that I think is the impact is illegal activity will be incentivized. You're going to continue to allow people to commit that illegal activity, and you're not going to require them to actually commit to America. They don't actually have to have any buy-in whatsoever. They just have to be physically present in America, and that doesn't necessarily strike true as to what a citizen is, just somebody who is physically present at the moment in the country. Mandatory detention is likely upheld if it goes before SCOTUS, and I think this is something based on the case precedent and based on what we've seen before is something that's likely to be held up. Now, asylum favors the administration and agencies as well, but I must say that with individual cases, there might be procedural exceptions or certain things that are carved out, and certain circuits have ruled in favor of asylum seekers. So that's something that may go one way or another in terms of individual cases, but I think overall favors the institution. But the good news is most of this will be decided by summer of 2026. So I want to know if you guys are interested in this and hearing more about these cases as they develop.
Hopefully they can make some big changes. I really do. I really hope they can make some big changes. Legal mindset. I still think that it's just a Band-Aid fix. What they should do, and this is what's probably gonna do the most until somebody else gets in power and changes it, is what they need to do is take these businesses that are hiring these illegals and they need to charge them with human trafficking and put the owners and the shareholders in jail. Like not the shareholders, the chairman, the people that usually like a group of 5 or 6 people, and the CEO. They need to take those people and put them in jail. Put them in jail for human trafficking. That like you need to crack down on these businesses that are allowing this. That's what you need to do. What we're doing right now with immigration is a Band-Aid. That's all it is. And the next that's why they're not looking for a permanent solution. That's why you get a fast track with the Democrats to the end of America, and you get like a slow decline with the Republicans. Like, if you really wanted to fix this, that's how you would start. Straight up. Anything else is a Band-Aid.
Was named as one of the potential accomplices of Jeffrey Epstein, claimed that he was the financial advisor to L.E.D. Rothschild and the Rothschild family in France.
At an industrial level, like working for a big company like Bear Stearns, and then he had done personal work for the Rothschild family in France.
Personal wealth management, essentially?
Man, them Rothschilds are taking them fat L's from Steam right now too. Rothschilds are, they're cooking themselves, man.
This is about Epstein.
I don't know.
We've seen some reports that he would present himself as a bounty hunter, that he would find people's missing money. Do you recall him saying anything like that?
No.
Man, this dude is so old, I don't even think this guy can remember what he ate for dinner. Or for that matter, breakfast. Like, what the fuck?
Well, specifically, I talked to L.E.D. Rothschild.
You see this man right here? This generation right here is the whole reason why America's in turmoil. They are trying to hoard the most amount of wealth at the top. They're not even spending it for the most part. And as they're slowly dying out, these boomers, they are ruining countries around the world. They don't want to give up their jobs. They don't want to give up their wealth. They don't want to do anything other than hoard more and rip people off and tell you how if you worked harder like I did back in my day, then you would be where I'm at.
And so I mentioned that earlier. So he represented their whole family, so there had been a whole bunch of people.
Yep.
I mean,
So Epstein was working with the Rothschilds.
I never would have met, but I knew L.A.
Usual suspects.
I never met people, but there were people that called me that either insinuated or said they knew Jeffrey through a financial relationship.
Yeah, sure.
And so, I mean, they could have been actors, but in the time, a guy calls me up. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
It's just because I want you to understand this, because it's so confusing to me. He would say, like, I'm providing financial advice to the founders of Google.
Hold on, give me a second. Let me restart this. Let me restart OBS. Give me a second. Give me a second. This shouldn't take long. It shouldn't. Hope it doesn't. We should be good. Nope. It's still doing that weird shit. I don't know. It's not even the internet. It's like OBS itself. I don't know why it's doing that. It's like hiccuping. Oh well. We'll just make it work.
Google.
Nothing I can do about it right now.
What? Hold up, what?
I'm
Wait a
providing
minute.
financial advice to Jeff Bezos.
That's...
I'm providing financial advice for the chief technologist at Google. Wow, I'm in good company because these are really smart guys with a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you have to put yourself in the mindset of if my attorney said, he was qualified to argue in front of the Supreme Court. I believe him. I
decide
didn't
that,
say call the Supreme Court.
He's
and
big
say,
money, high finance?
"Tell
Yeah,
me,
I know.
Is he really an attorney or did he do this?
So they just really this guy, honestly, let me go back. I'll pull up. There's some more clips about this too. So they actually had him talking about Jeffrey Epstein a little bit, letting him know what's going on. And what's this here? Les Wexner's attorney during his House Oversight Committee deposition.
It was just regularly done.
Wait, what?
Okay. It was just
Wait, what? Is that really what he said?
Answer the question.
That's totally what he said. That's totally what this man said in his ear. That's crazy. That's crazy. What the fuck? What the fuck? Bro. In the interview.
Answer the question. Okay. It was just
Honestly, I'm going to be real. Whatever he's paying this attorney, double it. Double it. Like this dude, exactly, like good attorney. Yeah, bro, double it. Whatever this dude is getting paid, it's not enough. He's getting underpaid. If it's $100,000, it's $200,000. What he said was, I will fucking kill you if you answer another question with more than 5 words, okay?
It was just regularly done.
Okay, look at that. That's what he said. That's what he said. Is somehow we still got morons in chat that don't know what the fuck he said.
Answer the question. Okay. It was.
God. Making his job hella hard. It is. No, absolutely. That shit is fucking funny. They hot mic'd him on that. Literally what he says. It's so obvious, right? Oh my God. Holy shit, he actually said that.
It's
yes.
regularly done.
Did he actually say it? Yes, listen again.
Answer the question. 5 words, okay.
Whatever he's getting paid, double it.
That's
Whatever
insane.
They're getting him, double it. Get it in there, man. Like, absolutely. Like, this attorney, like, this is the kind of dude you want on your side. This is the guy that you want representing you. Absolutely. 100%. And you got to respect even this old ass man, right? I mean,
yeah,
like,
he didn't like immediately like go to fist fights, right? Like, well, I mean, he's an older dude, so he kind of knows, but holy crap.
Because, you know, you're in a good position, but you listen to the attorney, you like, yeah, you know what? You're right about that. And no, it's smart. And conveying a threat in court, classic. Absolutely, bro. Like, yes.
That's insane.
Did Maxwell ever introduce you? Oh, here we go.
Mr. Wexner, the committee is investigating the circumstances surrounding Mr. Epstein and Ms.
I've heard about
Maxwell
him.
and the trafficking of young women, trafficking and sexual abuse of young women or girls. Did Ms. Maxwell ever introduce you to any young woman or girl?
That's such a large question. Like, maybe she introduced you to, like, her daughter or something. Like, I feel like that's...
No, I don't think she ever introduced me to any female or man.
Did Miss Maxwell ever ask you to introduce
That's more than 5 words.
young women or girls to your friends or associates?
No.
Yeah.
Did you ever introduce any young woman or girl that you met through Miss Maxwell to any of your friends or associates?
Objection. Assumes in fact not in evidence.
Oh. Damn.
Your client can still urgent to answer the question. That's fine.
Maybe your question. I think the answer is no, but let's...
Did you ever introduce any woman or girl that you met through Miss Maxwell to any of your friends or associates?
No, never.
Man. And so, I don't know, Bro Unlimited 2, Justice and Victoria's Secret, he was absolutely being... This is the guy, yeah, I mean, like, he never got introduced to a young woman, but he owned Victoria's Secret? Like, I don't know about this one, right? Sitting Munger of Congress, what is this? What's he saying?
It's about $1 billion that was either transferred, provided in stocks, or given directly to Mr. Epstein
From who?
by Wexner. We should be very clear
$1 billion? That's a lot of money.
that the two were very close per reporting.
That's a lot.
They spent a lot of time together. Mr. Wexner
For $1 billion,
admitted that he traveled
I would.
to both Epstein's island as well as his other properties.
Yeah.
Mr. Wexner also admitted that Jeffrey Epstein had access to a lot of Mr. Wexner's wealth. And when asked even simple questions, even as it relates to Mr. Epstein being the co-president of the foundation that established
Let me guess, he
the
didn't
area
say
that
shit.
we're in today, Mr. Wexner had little to say.
Less than 5 words,
in fact,
probably.
It's clear that Mr. Wexner is trying to downplay how close Jeffrey Epstein and Mr. Wexner actually were.
I mean, I would too if I was him.
And we should be very clear
You got to pull those
that there would
logs.
be no Epstein Island, there'd be no Epstein plane, there'd be no money to traffic women and girls.
Stupid comment.
Mr. Epstein would not be the wealthy man he was without the support of Les Wexner.
Man.
I think it's very important for us to note at this moment.
I don't even know if that part is true because he had a bunch of other people on his back. But like on top of this, like I think there's something going on, right? $1 billion buys a lot of jerky, pizza, and hot dog.
Well, that's not going to happen. What you're asking for is total like anarchy and a revolution. There's not going to be a revolution against the United States government. That's just stupid. What's probably going to happen is the other countries like Britain are going to start charging people like they did with Prince Andrew and start putting these people in jail, and then it's going to domino, and eventually whenever these people get out of power, they're going to go to jail as well. That's what's going to end up happening. Or somebody's going to get into power that's going to put them in jail. That's what's going to happen.
Does. And I just know, I wonder what the hell is going on with this. I really do. And not a single Republican showed up for Les Wexner's deposition today. Wait, what?
It is very frustrating the fact that there are no Republicans here today. I wish there were Republicans because sex trafficking should not be a D versus R issue. It should be a bipartisan issue. Everybody should be invested in finding the truth right now. And the fact that we've had so little cooperation from the Republicans on the House Oversight Committee, that the DOJ has actively tried to obstruct this investigation, that is shameful,
Christ.
and it will go down as a permanent mark on the records of people like Pam Bondi and Donald Trump.
Oh my God. Yeah, and the thing is that like he's right. He's right about this, man. He is. It's fucking ridiculous.
The United States is not lawless. That's just stupid. That's a stupid comment. And I'm waiting on that too. I'm waiting for one person to feel a little bit of heat under their ass in the government and being threatened to be locked up. And you're going to see them snitching on each other. You're going to see them snitching on each other and screaming at each other more so than you've ever seen them do for politics. They're going to be squealing like birds all over the place, bro. They're going to be squawking.
So I don't know what...
It only takes one of them to get arrested, and the whole goddamn thing falls apart.
What is
Watch.
going on with this?
It's either going to be a slow domino effect, or it's going to be an explosive domino effect. It's not going to be an in-between. Watch.
It's so fucking frustrating for me to see it. And now you have it. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, exactly. Why are they playing games on this? It shouldn't be Democrat versus Republican. Exactly.
Because you know how they play their politics. Well, what are you currently doing in your administration to solve the problems for the common American? Well, you didn't ask Biden that question. So watch, they're going to get questioned, right? And then they're going to be like, but you didn't ask so-and-so this question. And they're going to pull that person in and they're going to be like, but you didn't ask this person that. And they're going to pull that. Yo, it's going to be just like that too. That's how they're going to get them all. They're going to sell each other out so fast.
Yes, Pam Bondi dumb as fuck. They gotta get rid of her, bro. Like they do. They gotta totally get rid of her.
Fuck.
And I don't know why they haven't already. Honestly, like, cause she just everything about this. Let me see if I can find. Oh no, is this about Trump? Oh,
Did you ever spend time with Epstein and Donald Trump?
Together?
Yes.
I'll answer this question accurately. I would go to some of the Victoria's Secret fashion shows because it's very important to the brand. At some of the fashion shows, Jeffrey was there and some Trump was there. And I remember because Trump would always introduce himself to me. And I always thought it was kind of odd that he was at the fashion show because he had nothing to do with fashion.
You thought it was odd that Trump was at the Victoria's Secret fashion show?
And so here is the call to action.
Oh, man, there he is. Nick Fuentes.
To insist that all the information gets out there. Only then can we make a judgment.
Yep.
Now, to that end, Thomas Massey and others are saying we need all the files. You are not following through on your obligations. The Epstein Transparency Act says you need to declassify everything, all the files, all the information in the files. What's more, they have looked at the unredacted files in the supervised setting, and they found that actually when you look through them, you'll find there are people named in the files that probably should be investigated.
Yep.
So what do you do with this information? Well, then you push the DOJ to prosecute those people. We should be looking...
It's so obvious. Like, that's what's crazy about it. It's like, this should be fucking obvious. Duh.
Into Howard Lutnick.
Yeah.
We should be looking into Les Wexner. We should be looking into Steve Bannon. And I like Bannon. I've said it before. I like the guy. I like what he's been saying. But he's named in there an awful lot if he's innocent.
Yeah, and you got to figure it out. Yeah,
Well, like, that's the thing is, like, while all this stuff is being done, the people that are mentioned in it don't need to be in politics. They're compromised. You got to pull these people out of politics, man. You got to pull them out. If your name is dropped inside of the Epstein files, you need to get out of politics. They need to hold you somewhere until they can do the full investigation like they were supposed to do way back in the day. But if your name is like Trump, for example, his name's in there like, I don't know, like people are saying like 30,000 times or some crazy shit. And I'm just like, okay, cool. But that, like, I don't, if the Democrats are trying to get Trump out of power, well, I mean, yeah, sure, Trump can leave, but then J.D. Vance is going to take over. And to be quite frank, I'm hoping that I've heard that he's even more, radical than Trump. But, I mean, it's not really going to matter if Trump's been in, like, that's the thing that kind of I don't understand is how is it that you're using these files to try to get Trump removed, but at the same time, you do realize that J.D. Vance is going to be the person that takes his place, right? It's like, that's not going to change, man. So even if Trump gets taken out of power, J.D. Vance is going to take over, and J.D. Vance has the same views with a little bit more aggression and a little bit more like Jesus in school than Trump does. So like,
figure out, it doesn't matter whether you like somebody or not. I mean,
I think it's just because they don't like Trump.
If they're into some nefarious shit.
But like on top of that, you don't want somebody that's implicated in the files like that until the full thing is done, because Trump being in power is a strain on everything. He makes everything that he's doing look bad. Oh, he's bringing back asylums. He's deporting a bunch of illegals. He banned the big corporations from being able to buy houses and use them as assets. He's reforming drug stuff and making it to where people that are addicted to drugs are treated more as a symptom of an illness and less of a criminal. These are all great things, but you have to keep in mind that if there is anything in those files that implicates him in a bad light, he's going to make all those issues look really bad. Because then you're going to be hearing, oh, well, so-and-so ran for this and he was in the Epstein files. And it's like, ugh. Why would you want to fuel these people? Why would you even want to give them that dignity?
Gotta get rid of them. It's obvious.
Well, let that come out in the investigation. We need to look into Elon Musk.
Yeah.
We need to look into all these people. Donald Trump, Ronald Lauder, Leon Black.
Yeah, you don't want to have your government run by a bunch of pedos, because if it is, then you got those people that have collateral on them and they get controlled by somebody you didn't even vote for.
Yeah, they're compromised. They're compromised. They're cooked. You can't rely on them.
That's what the problem is. That's the real issue.
All of these people need to be fully investigated. There's enough there for a warrant. You're hanging out with a convicted sex trafficker. You're hanging out with somebody who was involved in some shady stuff.
Exactly.
And by the way, these were all people that were hanging out with Epstein after he was initially charged and convicted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this already happened. Like they already knew he was a problem boy.
Leon Black was his money man after Epstein got out of prison. Ronald Lauder was helping him launder money, allegedly, using art purchases after Epstein was charged and convicted. Peter Thiel was investing money with him after he was convicted.
What's the odds of that?
So what does that tell you?
I looked at the Bannon files. The dude was literally just making a documentary and essentially interrogating Epstein, essentially build his trust to do a public questioning. It's not about that. It's that where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yep.
And like, just because somebody...
Exactly. If these files haven't even been fully released yet, they've only released half of these files, and Trump's already been implemented in the files that many times. Look, even if he hasn't done anything wrong, let's say he hasn't done anything wrong, and even after they do all the redaction, they get rid of all the redactions that aren't supposed to be there, and they release these documents, right? They release all of them, and Trump isn't implemented in them in a bad way, then he can come back. But as of right now, with the investigation and the fact that a lot of the redactions are there that shouldn't be there, and they haven't even released the full set yet, he needs to get out of power, because those files can be used to blackmail him. They can be used to do a lot of stuff.
Gets investigated doesn't mean they did something wrong, but like, you have to figure out whether they did something wrong. Like, I don't think people understand the amount of national security risks that you have whenever you have people that have life-altering collateral, what's the word for it, like blackmail on them, that then they can be controlled. Like, it's a lot bigger than that. I see what you're saying, but it's way bigger than this.
All these people need to be scrutinized. All of them need to be investigated.
Yeah.
And that's where this needs to go. You shouldn't say, hey, we got the files. We have all the evidence.
Didn't Congress approve of Lutnick? Is calling for a witch hunt. Sadly, how many investigations or approvals are required here? Not enough. Should be more.
He's closed. They're satanic, cannibalistic vampires. No, you need to take what you have, use that to press for further disclosure. For names. And we have to pressure the DOJ to then follow up on the names.
Absolutely.
The people in the files have names and they have addresses.
You go to
Now,
them.
we can do nothing with this information because we are citizens. But the FBI and Congress and the DOJ, well, they have the power to get...
They do whatever the fuck they want. They can go get them right now if they want to. Yeah, exactly. They already did. They'll all read the files. I don't know about that. Bannon's providing us one of the real interviews with Epstein. Bannon was naval intelligence, by the way. I don't think, like, whether Steve Bannon is innocent or not is not the point. The point is that he was named in the files with one of the most prolific pedophiles of all time. Probably the most prolific, the most high profile, and the most well-connected pedophile in all of history. And I bet there's probably nobody even close. This is insane. Yeah, you've got to look into it. That we know of? Yeah.
A warrant. They have the power to issue subpoenas.
After Muhammad? Nah, you're just trying to say some negative shit about Islam. Nah, bro, like, that's one guy. That's one guy in the desert.
Tell testimony to depose.
This dude was worldwide.
They have the power, actually, and the obligation to investigate.
Yep. Honestly, like, I think this is so much worse than people would imagine. It really is. And then this is, again, like, keep in mind, if Thomas Massey never said this dude's name, there's a chance that nothing like this might have happened. Yeah, this is it.
Well, that's the sad part, is that they really thought that they were going to get away with this. Even though they have people that are testifying against them that know what's in the documents. This has been a complete and total failure from day one.
Any point in time, the Trump administration could reverse this, and they could have a golden age. How? Fire Howard Lutnick. Indict Les Wexner.
I think that he's problematic too. Like, you can't have somebody that was in that close a proximity to Jeffrey Epstein, right? It just looks really bad. It does. And especially, like, they need to investigate him first, right? They do. They figure it out.
Release the files. Feed these people to the sharks, not yourself.
Yeah.
If Trump were smart, he would feed them to the wolves.
Well, that's what I don't understand. Why is he acting that's why I can't fully be like, well, he's obviously not guilty. Because, like, why else would you only release half the files and redact these people's names like crazy unless he's involved in some way, shape, or form, you know? Like, something obviously happened. I just don't know. We don't know what. We don't know if it's condemning. We just don't know.
Instead of going down with the ship. It doesn't have to be this way.
Exactly.
If Trump unredacted all the files, if he came out on True Social tomorrow and said, you know what, enough bullshit, Pam Bondi, release every file, unredact everything, we'll indict everybody, we'll fire anybody that's named in there, the approval would flip overnight.
He's completely right. Dramatic, big dick action like that. If he went, like, bro, if Trump went and they arrested all of these fucking people, like, all in one day, this would be the craziest fucking thing that would happen. So, and I've said this before, right? And, like, the thing, not with this, but with something else. If you want people to approve of you, you've got to win. You've got to win. You got to bring home the bacon. Why do you think he's not doing it? Why did he let the Minnesotans run wild for a fucking month? Why do you let them run like a bunch of fucking chicks with their head cut off, getting in the way of ICE? He should probably in the National Guard.
Overnight.
Yep.
Trump's approval
Instantly.
with 18 to 29s would soar.
It would double.
Favorability would soar. Job approval would soar.
Big dick.
Overnight,
Big dick.
it would be corrected, and he would be seen as a hero.
Absolutely.
All he has to do,
Just
cut
do
the
it.
foreign aid.
Just flip the switch. Flip the switch.
All he has to do, cut the foreign aid to Israel, call up Netanyahu and say, we are standing with Iran. We are standing with our other allies, Turkey, Egypt.
Oh, and I don't think we should stand with Iran. I don't agree with that. But, like, we don't have to, like, we can just, like, not deal with it. We can not be involved.
Emirates, Qatar, Pakistan, Oman, and soon to be Iran. We are not bombing them. We're not doing another Middle Eastern war. As a matter of fact, we're doing regime change in Israel.
Oh.
When is Israel going to hold the new election? And when are you actually going to see justice?
Oh.
We'll stand behind our European allies, France, UK, Portugal, Spain, Ireland, Germany, Italy, calling for accountability for Israel. Trump did those two things, he would cement his legacy as one of the great presidents of all time.
I think he's right about that. I do. I don't think you can negotiate with Iran. I don't think you can deal with Iran.
No, you can't. You can't negotiate with Iran. I mean, why do you think Trump sent over such a big-ass fleet? Of course you can't. Everyone knows that. They're trying to make nukes specifically. Like, they even say that they're specifically doing it to fight America. Like, why would you want these people to get nukes? That's just that's a disaster waiting to happen. It is.
But, like, that's like a minor thing. Like, everything else, I totally agree with.
Like,
he would be the people's champion. He would be America first. Yeah. He could do it.
Even the countries around Iran don't want them to get nukes.
He's the president of the United States. And the next move, you do all that, you get enough political capital, you get rid of the filibuster rule, you do the nuclear option.
They need to get rid of that shit. Get rid of the filibuster. That shit is long overdue to get rid of. Get rid of it.
You get rid of the filibuster, and then you jam through voting reform.
That's right. You do voting reform. You mass deport fucking everybody. You put the people that are trying to scam shit in jail. You go through and you do massive voter investigations. You put all the people that did that in jail. You deport everybody. You denaturalize net negative immigrants and you get rid of them. You send them back. That way they're not voting anymore. Like, I'm telling you, like, this shit, like, everything could be fucking perfect. We would live in a paradise.
You jam through nationwide voter ID, and Republicans never lose an election again.
That's exactly it. They never lose again.
Jam through mandatory e-verify.
Yep.
You deport 5 million illegal.
Yeah, we would. Yes, that's right. That's how you get Agartha. That is how you get it right there. Absolutely. Wow.
In 4 years. Like, it could be done. You're the president.
Yep.
You are the president. You have the power. You're in the chair.
You do it.
You're in the office.
Yeah, I'll take regime change. Israel has elections since it's a democracy. I think Israel, like, listen, like, what we do with Israel, like, that's like a secondary thing to me, right? Like, I'm not Israel's biggest fan. I don't really hate Israel either. I just don't want to have anything to do with them. Like, that's generally the way I look at it, right? I mean, if there's a diplomatic alliance that we can have with them that's mutually beneficial, then I don't think that's really a big problem, same as we have with any other country. But this kind of like special interplay relationship that we have with them, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't understand why our government talks up Israel so much. I don't like that at all. Like, I don't like that one bit. Not a single fucking bit. Not at all. So, oh man, we're not done with politics, but I want to cover this right quick because it's only like 3 minutes. So Hassan got to talk to Bernie Sanders, and another clip went viral because he was trying to give Bernie Sanders a communist pin. And what a joke.
It's so embarrassing. Oh my fucking
It's
God.
pretty,
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's embarrassing. This is really cringe. It's really fucking cringe.
Ask Bernie Sanders if he has a message for Gavin Newsom regarding criticism of the billionaires tax.
Before we get started, last time I was supposed to give you a Japanese Communist Party pin that I got in Japan, and I still forgot to bring it today. So I'm instead
Why the
going
fuck would Bernie Sanders want a Japanese communist pin, bro? That's such a weird thing.
give you. Do you know what?
Why, if you were? Oh, man. What better way to prove your patriotism to the United States than to put a communist pin on? Jesus Christ.
So I'm
You know Bernie's just like, this dude's really doing this right now. Bro, you know what would be hilarious and be peak content? You see Hassan actually take the pin off and give it to him, and then Bernie Sanders just slaps him across the face and says, "What are you doing?"
going to give you. Do you know what this is?
Nope.
An evil eye.
Nope.
Which means like you know.
Look at his face. He's just like,
I'm having a hard time.
You know, if I was Bernie Sanders, right, in this moment, I would look at him and be like, why the hell would I want a communist pin or an evil eye, dude? Like, what are you doing?
Taking this off.
You think I am?
You give it to me later.
Okay.
Give it to me later. There you go. There you go. You know he's trying to be nice. This is a grandfather. He's had to deal with his fair share of stupidity in his life.
Just for context, he only had 5 minutes to interview him.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
The whole 5 minutes here
All right,
getting your
you
pin
know
off.
what? You're right. So there is
Remember, Bernie, you got to filibuster the whole thing.
one person, the governor of California, that is actually quite critical of the billionaires tax. Do you have a message for Gavin Newsom?
No, he does what he does. He and I disagree on the issue. That's about
Holy
it.
shit. Okay. What the fuck was that? Is Hassan really trying to cause problems between Bernie and Gavin Newsom? Why? Why?
All right.
Agitator
Completely shut down.
Andy trying to give him voodoo fucking things, can't get it out of his pocket. And he's like, all right, let's just move on. And now he's trying to start some shit between him and Gavin Newsom. The reason, by the way, the reason why Gavin Newsom doesn't want to do it, if it's not a nationwide thing, they'll just leave California and then he'll lose even more tax revenue.
Yes.
Fine. I am a little bit more critical than you are, I guess, at least.
So you're not as nice a guy as him. That's about it.
That's true. That's
Oh!
true.
Yo, Bernie came with some insults.
Exactly.
You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half.
Jesus.
So you're not as
Oof.
nice a guy as him.
Yo, I can hear their
Oh, true. Exactly. I was supposed to give you a Japanese Communist Party.
You know, the way Bernie Sanders is looking at Hassan, just to pick apart that man's brain, like the things that he could be saying, what an interesting specimen. And I like that for whatever reason, that keeps coming to my mind whenever Bernie looks at Hassan. He's just like, what an interesting specimen.
Party pin that I got.
Japanese Communist Party pin. And you know, like, it's going through his head. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. It's not a good look. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
In Japan, and I still forgot to bring it today. So I'm instead going to give you, do you know what this is?
Nope.
I'm having a hard time taking this
You know,
off.
that's true. Bernie Sanders is a Democrat. Hassan is asking a Democrat to fight another Democrat. What the fuck is going on? Like, it's like Democratception at this point. It's crazy.
Well, you give it to me later.
Okay. All right.
You know what I should try to do? I should try to get an interview with Bernie Sanders. If I could find a way to get an interview with Bernie Sanders, man, that would be fucking...
Bro, I would have so many questions for him. And I like some of those wouldn't even be fully political. I'd be like, why? Like, well, I mean, obviously, the first thing I would ask him is, what happened whenever you were trying to get elected as president? What happened? Like, if I gotta like stop the record, I want to know as a person. I want to know if what I said is right. I want to know if they forced him to quit. I want to know. I don't even want to record it. I just want to know. I want to feel that validation.
Hilarious.
I do.
Fucking God, I hate
You can't tell me that somebody running on healthcare for all isn't going to immediately get shut down by rich people, bro. There's no way you can.
I hate everything that's going on every single day of the goddamn week. I hate my life. I hate streaming. I hate socialism. I hate every single person who thinks that the peak of activism is just being the most annoying.
Oh, there we go. What do we got? Rules against Trump's global tariff. Oh, man.
We have a breaking news alert for you. It's finally here. The Supreme Court has made a decision on President Trump's tariffs. This is a huge case, a big ruling. It comes right before the State of the Union. And Shannon Bream, of course, is standing by with us. Shannon, we have a breaking news alert for you. It's finally here. The Supreme Court has made a decision on President Trump's tariffs. This is a huge case, a big ruling. It comes right before the State of the Union. And Shannon Bream, of course, is standing by with us. Shannon, do we have an initial thought on what the ruling is?
We do. We've got a very fractured opinion, but initially what it says, we know it's authored, the primary opinion, by the Chief Justice, and says essentially that this IEPA, this law that grants the president emergency powers, did not, it looks like by this first blush reading by Justice, the Chief Justice here, does not give him the power to levy these tariffs that he's levied. Part of this initial opinion says, the words regulate and importation, the president says that gives him the independent power to impose tariffs on imports from any country, any product, any rate, any time. These words, it says, cannot bear such weight. We know we've got a dissent by Justice Kavanaugh, by Thomas and Alito, it looks like, and those were the three we thought.
So, like, if Trump's tariffs don't go through, I doubt that that's the only thing Trump has up his sleeve. I think he just pulled that so that way he could make it work for the first year. I think Trump is playing a massive board game of chess, And I'm almost certain that he's got something else up his sleeve.
During the arguments, if anyone would be persuaded to allow the president to move forward with these tariffs, they would be the ones to do it. So at first blush, like I said, there are multiple parts and concurrences to this opinion, but it looks like what the primary holding is going to be is that these tariffs cannot be used in the way that the president had tried to use them. Let me get you to the closing paragraph that we have in this initial opinion here. It says, the president asserts the extraordinary power to unilaterally impose tariffs of unlimited amount, duration, and scope. In light of the breadth, history, and constitutional context of that asserted authority, he must identify clear congressional authorization to exercise it, meaning if he wants to do it, he's got to show that Congress has allowed him to do it. But they say IEPA, this emergency powers law, contains no reference to tariffs or duties. The government points to no statute in which Congress used the word regulate to authorize taxation. And until now, no president has ever read IEPA to confer such powers. We claim no special competence in matters of economics or...
Haywat? What a name, man. Haywat? Why normal for Americans, unfortunately. Where was that super chat? That super chat was a while ago now. Oh shit. Whoops. That super chat was a minute ago. Haywat still bitching and complaining about that. Very normal for Americans, unfortunately. Last super chat he got totally confused by the interpreted it exactly wrong. LOL. He reads chats on occasion, but deaf doesn't have the cognitive capacity. I'm just gonna remove you because you're retarded. You're being stupid. You're just being an idiot. Have fun in the void because you've been sent to the Shadow Realm. We'll never see you again. Bye-bye. By the way, I knew what was going on there because Puddin, who is in the chat, is a moderator. Fuck around and find out. That's all I got to say about that.
Foreign affairs, but we claim
don't threaten people. Be civil. Don't sit there and do that.
We must. The limited role assigned to us by Article 3 of the Constitution, fulfilling that role, we hold that IEPA does not authorize the president to impose tariffs. We'll keep reading. That is the first blush, authored by the Chief Justice.
That's right.
John
They don't call it the Trump card for no reason.
Roberts.
Shannon Bring, thank you so much. Bill Malutian is with me, and we will anchor through this hour. This is big breaking news, everyone. Yep. And Jonathan Turley is a constitutional law attorney and George Washington law professor. He's a Fox News contributor.
It's because he was calling me incoherent. He's saying stupid shit in chat. That's my job as the channel owner. You know, if you say something that I just don't like and you're being a problem child, well, you're going to get sent to the Shadow Realm. That's just all there is to it. You see, we live in a democracy, but here on my channel, it's a dictatorship. And if you don't like it, then find somebody else to watch. It's not rocket science. Let's not turn this into something it doesn't need to be, huh?
We have been waiting for this decision. It is finally here. I don't think the White House will be surprised, even though they will be disappointed. They will probably vehemently disagree. But this is at least definitive, it sounds like, Jonathan, from the Supreme Court, that this was not allowed.
It is indeed, and this is what some of us predicted. This was a case where the administration was at a disadvantage.
Hey, that's right. We got the Brotherhood, baby. That's where it's at. You know it.
But does not refer to tariffs, and tariffs are a big deal under the Constitution. It's a critical form of revenue that is left to Congress. And I thought that the administration did a terrific job in front of the Supreme Court. They could not have argued this case better, in my view. But you can't really escape that language. And right out of the bat, when that oral argument began, the Chief Justice John Roberts said, this is a tax. And you could almost hear...
That's right, man. I got my safety blanket, man. I'm cozy. It's actually fucking hot in here, but I have to wear this fucking shit because of the fucking...
gulping, because...
these headphones, bro. I just want this, but I have to wear the freaking hoodie.
To take from their argument. But Roberts and others clearly view this as a tax that rests with Congress. Now, there's a lot of runway still for the administration. We have to really get into this opinion, into some of the weeds, to see if it is perspective only, but also the administration has other tools in its toolbox. It can actually impose tariffs under other statutes. So this night...
I love it when people call me kid. I'm 31 years old. I've been a school bus driver. I still have my Class B license. I actually have a Class BM, which is bus and motorcycle. I've been a firefighter, went to college for it, became a firefighter, made $60,000 a year, and also used to work for the United States Postal Service. Worked at a couple other, like, stupid little jobs, but I'm not a child. I was born in 95, bitch.
Is hardly over for the administration when it comes to tariffs.
And Jonathan, the Supreme Court took months to make this decision. They had oral arguments back in November. They seemed pretty skeptical about this 1977 law that the president was using to impose these tariffs broadly. President Trump has said if the Supreme Court does this and strikes down his ability to use these tariffs, it would be disastrous for the country. Talking about how are you supposed to send the money back.
Bro. If you don't like the channel, then leave. No one's keeping you here.
How do you put the toothpaste back into the bottle?
See, the democracy gives you the freedom to stay, but my dictatorship gives me an excuse to throw you into the void. Cause you've got Putin in chat, and he can only give you 24. I wish I could give him the ability to permaban, but I can hide your ass from my channel indefinitely, and I don't do appeals. So if you get sent into the shadow realm, you don't come back.
What are your thoughts on that? Is the United States going to suddenly have to return the money it took in via the tariffs as part of this 1977 law that the court is saying he can't use to do this?
That's what we're going to have to dig a little deeper into the opinion to see if it is perspective only. Also, Congress has to decide if it wants to move here. The economy is doing extremely well with this administration and with the tariffs. And so the question is Congress going to move in here to make sure that we don't have to step back in terms of the progress?
That's right, WW Mod, man.
In any case, we're looking at...
Man, Putin be over there sweating, bro. He'd be sweating over there with all them comments.
Years of intensive and expensive litigation, unless Congress wants to intervene and try to...
Keep in mind, the only reason why, Summer, you were still chatting is because I told Putin not to be real lenient. That's the only reason why.
Streamline that process. But there's still a lot to be resolved. This is a fractured decision. It's what some of us predicted. You know, when I noted after the oral argument was that it seemed to me like a majority of justices were not buying the tariff argument generally under IEPA, the statute. But they were all expressing different reasons, or many of them.
You see, that's what's weird. So you see, okay, so not a lot of people think about this. If you pull up a graph of the economy and how the line is just shooting up, when did you have more buying power as an American? Was it when the line is really high? Or was it when the line was way down there? People don't think about that. You had more buying power when that stupid little graph for the fucking stock market was all the way down at the bottom. You know why? Because that line, that GDP, all that bullshit, that doesn't affect average Americans. That doesn't affect the 99%. That affects rich people. Rich people get richer and they hoard more money. And you know what that does to the people that are poor? Well, there's less money in the system. So guess what happens? That's what happens. Now, you think I'm lying? Look at the stock market line back in 2008 and look at it now. Which side do you think you had more buying power in? When did you have more buying power? 2008. Though 2008's a bad example because that's the fucking, you know, the economy crash, the housing market crash, but like the 90s, I guess. The 90s would be a better example. How is it that the more the line goes up, the rich people and all these social media, all legacy media sites are like, oh yeah, the economy's doing great. Oh yeah, gee, oh golly. But somehow whenever you go to the fucking store or you're paying your electric bill, the motherfucker's skyrocketing to like $200 its normal price. You don't find that odd at all? That doesn't ring any bells? That's not a red flag popping up?
We're expressing different reasons for their objections. So it's fractured in that sense. So we have to see how this is going to play out. But the pressure will be now not just on the administration, but on Congress, because I think that the public itself would not want to see a wholesale return of tariff money to the detriment of the economy.
Yo, what they should do? How's that a detriment to the economy, bro? Bro, shit's already going up like crazy. Just because Trump wanted to even the playing field for all these other countries, how's that a detriment to our... Like, he could have taken all that tariff money. He could have cut some checks for some American people, man. That'd have fed back into the economy. What are you talking about? Hell, the tariffs themselves, being where they're at, charging these foreign countries more money to do business with us, means that they still have to pay the money. And guess where that money goes? It goes back into the American population. It goes back into the United States government. That's where that money goes. Like,
Shannon Bream, you've been reading. What more do you know?
Well, so to this issue of refunds, it did come up, as Professor Turley said there during the oral arguments, this fact that there would be some unwinding in how you would do it. So whether or not the court told us in this opinion, here's what I found. We've got a dissent here from Justice Kavanaugh. And he says this, that there are other tariffs. The president's authority is not shut down with any other option, but with respect to this particular law, it is shut down. But then he goes on to say, one issue is going to be refunds. Refunds of billions of dollars would have significant consequences for the U.S. Treasury. This is in his dissent. The court says nothing today about whether and if.
Yeah, could you imagine if you were forced to work 4 jobs and then like people were still telling you to stop being poor, bro? Nobody wants to work 4 fucking jobs. That sucks. That sucks wieners, bro. That sucks dick.
The government should
sucks.
go about returning the billions of dollars that it has collected from importers. He says that process is likely to be, quote, a mess, as was acknowledged at oral argument. So he
And you know what's sad is I actually believe that comment too. I believe it 100%. Like, I can already see the excuse for these rich people. Well, what's the point of having a place to stay if you're at work all the time? Well, nobody wants to be at work all the time. Well, why are you at work all the time? Because I can't afford anything. Well, why don't you? It's like this. It's just a stupid ass cycle. It's such a stupid ass cycle. Can you imagine having 4 fucking jobs? Fuck, that is crazy. That sucks.
Through,
Dude,
multiple
that
pages
sucks
and
so
multiple
bad.
opinions here, that nowhere does the court in this opinion address how that's going to be undone. Justice Alito also asked about this during the oral arguments, and there was real concern about how in the world you do
Bro,
this.
whenever I worked as a firefighter, I was making like $67K a year, right? And they like the reason why I left is because normal firefighter jobs, they work in intervals of 24 hours straight. So like what normal fire departments do is you have a 48-96, which is you spend 2 full days, 48 hours on shift, sleeping there, eating there, hanging out with the guys, fighting fire, doing the whole thing. And you get 4 days off after. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. I got a job. I got a job at the one fucking department in all of motherfucking Houston that makes you work 24/48 and forces hours. So it was supposed to be 24 hours on, 48 off. Well, that didn't happen. So what ended up happening is they ended up working me and a bunch of other people to the point of quitting 48 hours straight with 1 day off. And it wasn't even a full day because you leave at 6 they started at 6 the next morning. And then it took me 40 minutes to drive home. And then by the time I get home, it's like, and then I'd have to leave the next morning at like 3 or 4 a.m. just to get to work because of traffic and everything. And it's like, but where I'm going with that is they forced so much overtime that the money that I was getting in overtime was being, like, I was getting good money, but they were taking like thousands of dollars away in taxes. I even had some of the guys that were at the station tell me that at a certain point, it would make more sense to not do overtime because how much taxes they take out, they take more than what you would make if you hadn't gotten overtime, which is stupid. It's crazy.
Justice Kavanaugh also talks about in his dissent, a lot of those costs have already been passed on to consumers and collected from them. So unbringing this bill, the court doesn't seem to provide any guidance within this opinion about how that's supposed to be done, other than saying, under IEEPA, the president couldn't have collected these various waves of tariffs that he did. He's got, as the professor said, many other ways he can collect tariffs. I've talked to Secretary Bessent and others about their backup plans and what they would do. They know they have to plan for that, so there are other tariffs they can do. But this sweeping big bite at the apple is not going to be allowed in a 6-3 opinion here by the justices.
Can I ask you one thing, Shannon? One of the things that Jonathan Turley said is that the economy is doing fairly well. And he said because of the tariffs, I might say in spite of the tariffs, there have been a lot of different things. For example, some of the tariffs that were suggested at the beginning on Liberation Day never came to pass, or they were pared well back, for example, on coffee or groceries, kitchen cabinets, things like that. So the president is wanting to use this as maximum flexibility. You interview a lot of people that are representing...
Well, it would make more sense to not work overtime, but it's hard to do that when every job you get now forces you to work overtime. They used to ask you to work overtime. Now they tell you you're going to work overtime. I would be getting off of my shift after my 24 hours. We had like a great night and stuff. And then I would be getting my shit ready to leave. And then they would be like, oh, well, you're staying today. And I'm like, seriously? And they're like, yeah. And if you leave, especially at a fire department job, they could make trying to get a job, like if you leave mid-shift, it could make trying to get a job at a different fire department insanely hard, because they'll just be like, well, you abandoned duty or whatever bullshit. And then they use that to like hold you down. And it's the same thing with any other job. If you refuse to do overtime and you just leave, they can just fire you for any reason. Actually, they don't even need a reason. Any job in the U.S. can just fire you. They don't need a reason. They're all at will states. So you're at the mercy of whatever job you have. So even if you don't want to work overtime, they force it on you.
Their constituents on Capitol Hill. One of the things that Congress has done in the last 25 years or so is just basically fritter away its responsibilities, letting the executive branch do a lot. And at this point, do you know, is there anyone there that has the ability to go to the White House and say, here's what we can do. Let's try to pass a law that will give the flexibility, give the law, make sure that it is within the Constitution. Because the president has a chance to get this done before the midterms, but it would take a full court press and a lot of bipartisan support.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It would be a very heavy lift on Capitol Hill, but here's the thing.
Damn, so they done shut down Trump's tariffs, man. That's it. They shut them down. They shut them down. God damn, dude, why is everything 30 minutes? Why has everything got to be 30 minutes, man?
We're back with a Fox News alert. Police releasing Andrew Mountbatten Windsor after the...
So yeah, Andrew, ex-Prince Andrew got arrested. We covered that a little bit yesterday, but they already let him out. File his taxes, including any cryptocurrency transaction.
Prince was arrested in the UK on suspicion of misconduct over his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Stephanie Bennett joins us live from
If they actually put this man in prison with a sentence of like years, you're going to see a massive domino effect from this. Because once Britain does it, the Americans are going to be asking, well, if Britain did it, then why can't we? Or same thing with any other country. They're going to be asking, well, if Britain did it, why didn't we? Like, ex-Prince Andrew going to prison would show the rest of the world that they could do it.
And Palace with the details. Stephanie, good morning.
Good morning. Well, the royal fuss has definitely drawn out the crowd this morning. As you can probably see behind me, massive groups of people for the changing of the guard. Of course, this happens every other day. But as far as new information regarding former Prince Andrew, the Thames Valley Police haven't released too much. They are still searching his former residence over at Windsor, and they did release him last night, but he's still under investigation, of course. Now, Andrew was arrested yesterday morning and held for roughly 11 hours on suspicion of misconduct in public office. It also marked his 66th birthday.
Yeah, that's right. They arrested this fool on his birthday, bro. They got his ass on his birthday.
Taken as he tried to
they got him
after he left the Aylsham police station. Now, the arrest comes after police were investigating claims that while serving as UK trade envoy, Andrew shared confidential government documents with the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Why? Well, he should be terrified. If there's any doubt that he did some nasty shit in those files, man, he should be terrified.
Andrew,
I don't think you understand. If the people, well, political officials are saying that if the world knew about the other half of the Epstein files that haven't been released, that it would shock the world and it would ruin governments. He should be terrified because the least that he has to worry about when it comes to him being arrested is that he's not going to die. If you're trying to tell me that the full release, unredaction of the Epstein files would lead to governments being overthrown, the least that these people have to worry about is being arrested. Because even if they get arrested in jail, there's a good chance somebody's going to kill them. And if that, and if that's it, if they're lucky enough to get to jail, I guarantee you there would be a lot of people trying to assassinate them prior to that, if they don't publicly execute them, which there would be a massive call to arms to do.
On the Sandringham estate in eastern England.
I'm not saying that's right, even though I think it should happen, but
and all of that as well. Now, King Charles III, Andrew's older brother, said that the law must take its course and quickly got back to business as usual, appearing at a London Fashion Week event yesterday while Queen Camilla attended an engagement at Westminster. The royal family is trying to distance themselves from the disgraced prince. It's the first time a senior royal has been arrested in modern history. In fact, the last arrest was in 1647 when King Charles I was charged with treason and sentenced to death.
Damn!
The king will visit the U.S. in April. President Donald Trump commented on Andrew's arrest yesterday.
I think it's a shame. I think it's very sad. I think it's so bad for the royal family. It's very, very sad to me.
And the royal family has to continue to show its strength and support for its people by doing this. They're obligated to do this because the royal family isn't exactly a form of dictatorship, but to an extent it is. They have to do this to Prince Andrew, because if they don't do this, then you're going to look at another government that's going to fall because of the Epstein files, or a government that's going to fall because of that. They're obligated to alienate this guy and put him in jail. Otherwise, they could face the same thing.
Yeah, and Andrew has always denied any wrongdoing in relation to Epstein. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Let's bring in Andrew Eborn. He's a barrister and broadcaster and president of Octopus TV. Andrew, it's great to have you on. So this is the first time.
Fuck is Octopus TV? What the fuck is that? I've never heard of that. What is that?
A senior
like another news channel or some shit?
Has been arrested in like 4 centuries. So saw that picture of Andrew laying there in the back. He looked shocked, like he really thought this day would never come.
Octopus TV channel.
Just tell me overall, what is the mood in the country over this?
Well, I think, as you say, history was made yesterday and then paused. It was the first time in 400 years that a senior royal has been arrested. The other time was Charles I. Princess Anne was basically had a criminal offence in 2002, but about dangerous dogs, and she was fined 500 quid for that. And Prince Philip was basically told off, is the best way of putting it, for not wearing a seatbelt.
I love the way this guy talks. I used to watch PBS, and they would have these late night shows that had like these British people, bro. And listening to them talk, shit's so funny. Not like the accent, but the way they like their derogatory stuff is just funny. It's so funny.
The mood in the country is that we have very strict rules with contempt of court about what can be said in certain situations. And the King was the one who actually named Andrew. It wasn't the police, because the police said they weren't going to release the name of the person who had been arrested. But the King came out and very wisely sort of said, look, it's the due process needs to be followed. Nobody is above the law. And I always say that sunlight is the best disinfectant.
Sure.
So what's going to happen now? They're going to look for the evidence. Once the evidence has been found, they will then decide whether there's going to be a charge. But until that has happened, there are all sorts of restrictions under penalties of imprisonment, 2 years if people get contempt of court wrong, if people don't abide by it. So what people mustn't do is speculate about the evidence. They mustn't comment on whether he's innocent or guilty or so on and so forth.
Sure.
They basically have to stick to the facts. The other point also to emphasize is this is obviously about the business arrangement and abuse of position rather than the sexual claims that have dominated the headlines throughout the world. No doubt further investigations will be done on that sort of basis, but it is important to look at that sort of side. It was a terrible wake-up call for Andrew on his 66th birthday yesterday, but he does continue to deny any wrongdoings.
So Andrew, just so people understand.
Yeah, well, I'm sure a lot of people, even in our own government, are going to do the exact same thing. That's okay. We don't need their statements. We just need the Epstein files. So go on and release those Epstein files so we can start putting these rich people in jail where they belong for doing this nasty shit to those kids, man. That's what we need to do. Straight up. The fact that this is even a question is insane. Need to go on and release these files, and so that way we can just put these people in jail forever. Straight up. I prefer public executions, but I'll take jail forever. Specifically forever. Complicit in the immigration crisis. Here we go. We're gonna watch that. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right, we bake. Oh, where is my mouse? Here it is.
So another illegal migrant truck driver.
Bro, can't hear shit. What is this?
So another illegal migrant truck driver has been arrested in Indiana after allegedly running a red light and
What?
So another illegal
Why is everything broken now? What the fuck's going on? Everything's broken. Why is that? It's ridiculous. Why is everything broken?
So another illegal migrant truck driver has been arrested in Indiana after allegedly running a red light and causing a deadly crash.
Oh, God damn it. What the fuck is going on with this shit? Ugh. That's the wrong one. That one? That ain't it. That one. Okay. I'm just gonna shut the browser down and then reopen it. Oops. Oh God, I don't know which one it was. It ain't that. That one? There it is. Bro, everything is breaking apart right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Everything's broken. Fox News.
For you, it's finally here. The Supreme Court.
suspect
It's just nothing works. Nothing works, dude. What the fuck is going on?
was caught and released at the border in 2018 when he was a minor and reportedly got an Indiana commercial driver's license last May. Now, this comes 2 weeks after another illegal migrant allegedly killed 4 people in Indiana after entering through the CBP One app in 2023. Joining me now, Border Czar Tom Holman. Tom,
You know what's crazy is we covered an immigrant an illegal that had struck a lady yesterday, and people were already trying to spin it off as ICE's fault. And it's like, dude, what are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about, man? You're crazy. Oh, but if ICE wasn't arresting these people, then they wouldn't be fleeing and getting people killed. And it's like, that's not how that works, you fucking dimwit.
No reason why he should have a CDL operating these vehicles, right?
No, exactly. Look, we're going to be dealing with the Biden open border for decades. I mean, this is why we're out in full force and
I guess if the police, I mean, based on that, I guess if the police are trying to arrest somebody and they're fleeing the police, it's the police's fault magically, right? Ah, damn that.
We got over 10 million illegal aliens that were released in this country without proper vetting. So,
right?
It's going to be decades till we fix what damage they've done. But look, we're making headway. We're breaking records every day.
Southern Indiana, bro, that's what's up.
What happened in 2018 when you had all those people that were still, gotaways, people that were coming?
Bro, Fox, come on, guys.
Across the border. This case is another one. A Venezuelan migrant came across the border illegally. He tried to drown someone just strolling across the beach in Florida, tried to drown a beachgoer.
The fuck?
Thank God that this woman survived, But again, a young guy who didn't have a criminal background, but he has one now.
Well, that's why, President Trump's committed to the American people that we're going to have.
Bro just decided he was going to go to a different country and drown somebody, I guess. What the fuck? That's so like...
Deportation operation. If you're in the country illegally, you're not off the table. And we said that from day one. Of course, we're going to prioritize the public safety threats because that makes sense, right? But just because you prioritize the public safety threats doesn't mean you forget about everybody else. If you're in the country illegally and we find you, we're going to arrest you and deport you. After they commit a crime, it's too late. Then you had victims, right? So, no, we're going to force immigration law without apology, including non-criminal illegal aliens.
That's right. I want to talk about the DHS shutdown because it doesn't seem to be getting any media coverage now, but this is what Ilhan Omar and Jalapal had to say about dismounting ICE. Let's play it.
If we're not going to go back to pre-2002 in looking at how these agencies used to operate without this...
That's so fucking stupid. That's what she just said makes my blood boil.
If we're not going to go back to pre-2002...
God damn it, dude, why are the subtitles so shit? She's saying we're not going to go back to pre-2002?
In looking at how these agencies use...
And looking how these agencies operate. ICE was made after 2002. So you're trying to abolish something you don't even know what the fuck it's for.
...to operate without this level of brutality that we are seeing, then we need to figure out a different system. When we get power back...
It's crazy to me that we have somebody, because she's an immigrant. She came here from a foreign country. Somehow she magically got into politics. And now she's trying to change things for Americans. How the hell is this allowed? How is this even how is this okay?
...that we are seeing, then we need to figure out a different...
You realize that there is a foreign person that is coming into our country that is trying to alter something that was meant to remove terrorists from the country. ICE was made to remove terrorists. It was a terrorist organization. And you have somebody from a foreign country and from a state, they got elected in a state where there is fraud with people that have been arrested for sending money to terrorist organizations. They have been arrested, they've been charged, they're in jail or deported. Telling us that we need to change the DHS and remove ICE. How have we come to... How have we had so many... dude, we got to get rid of lead piping. Something is obviously gone awry somewhere in the human DNA to turn people so fucking stupid. Holy shit. How?
When we get power back, we have to dismantle them. And we can go back to immigration enforcement as a civil system because that's what it is.
What do you make of that?
Well, I'm sure Omar would love for ICE to go away, right? Because she has her own issues.
Right.
But bottom line is, think about this. Members of Congress want to abolish the Department of Homeland Security that was established after the tragedy 9/11, right? And they want to abolish the agency that enforces the laws that they wrote, right? But they want to attack ICE and call them racists and Nazis and the secret police. Well, if we're the Nazis for enforcing immigration law, what's that make them? They wrote the law. So look, we're doing the same thing we've done for 40 years. I started in 1984. We're enforcing immigration law. Problem is, for the last 4 years, they weren't enforcing immigration law. Every one of them are complicit because they didn't say anything about the open border. Over 10 million people illegally cross that border. We got over, 2 million known gotaways. We got a record number of terrorists and criminals coming across that border. A record number of sex trafficking of women and children. Enough fentanyl to kill 250,000 Americans. Over 4,000 aliens died making that journey. And where were they? They weren't saying a word. They're complicit. We're fixing what they broke.
So they've made a few demands, and some of them are just non-starters, I believe. They say they want to
make agents show ID and wear body cameras. I'm fine with the body camera. I don't like the idea behind the ID system because the issue is that people are using that to dox the agents. I mean, there's nothing worse than when you're just trying to do your job and then you've got a bunch of schizos trying to ruin your life. I mean, let's be honest here, it's garbage. Ban agents from wearing masks, that's stupid. Ban racial profiling, they're not doing that. They have specific targets. I mean, they broke into a federal agent's vehicle down in Minneapolis when they were rioting and they found the targets. Like, they even were described as targets. Require a warrant to enter private property. I mean, they can get that easily. It's the federal government, bro. Like, come on. Like, they can do whatever why do you think eminent domain exists? They're the federal government, bro. Like, come on. Oh, fuck.
And wear body cameras. Well, there's already funding for the body cameras, and they wear their patches on them. They've also said they want to ban the agents from wearing masks. They say that they want to ban racial profiling. That's already illegal, and that's not.
And I love how these people are trying to hold nothing. That this is what they're trying to pass while the government is partially shut down. Here's the kicker. Trump, because of the big, beautiful bill, has made sure that ICE agents are paid. They're paid. They're done. Like, through even the government being shut down, they will still be getting paid. So they have no leverage for this. They have nothing. And they just want this? Trump is fucking stupid if he gives them this. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they did pass something to give them body cameras. I don't know why they're not wearing body cameras yet. That's weird to me. But everything else is just dumb.
And they want to require a warrant to enter the private property, even though these people have already deportation orders that you guys are enforcing.
And that honestly is enough. Like, probable cause. If you're an ICE agent, you have the probable cause to deport somebody, which means that if you know they're in the residence and you see their face, you can just go in and get them. You don't need a warrant. It's probable cause. Duh.
Either one of those demands that they're talking about.
The mask is a non-starter. You know, threats against ICE officers are up over 8,000%. And not just the officers, their families, their wives, their kids. You know, the last threat I got was to kill my wife and children. So I'd suffer the rest of my life. And, you know, they can dox me all they want. On the borders.
Doing the same thing to Lyons and his family.
Exactly. Exactly. Going after their families. But as far as, you know, racial...
I didn't see any of this backlash whenever Obama was given Holman a medal. You know, Obama gave him a medal for the great job that he did deporting illegals for Obama. Where was all this backlash then? I didn't see any of this.
Bunch of crap. We don't racial profile. When we detain somebody and question somebody for a short period of time, we need reasonable suspicion, which is built on
legal standard.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're doing. But people say, well, the Supreme Court allows you to racial profile. That's not what the Supreme Court said. They said we're doing things legally because we have that standard of reasonable suspicion. And once you start questioning them, if you can gather probable cause, then we'll place them under arrest. But look, you know, they want to shut down ICE to require a warrant to arrest an illegal alien. They need to read the statute that they wrote. Again, there's nothing in the immigration law that requires a judicial warrant to arrest an illegal alien.
It's a non-starter. Tom Homan, the great Tom Homan. Thank you, brother. More Fox and Friends straight ahead.
One even more.
Actually, that's where you're wrong. Probable cause.
More Fox News on YouTube.
Probable cause does give you the right to enter somebody's home. It does. It absolutely does. You don't need a warrant to enter someone's home or vehicle if you have probable cause. You don't. Like, I don't know where the fuck you're reading laws from, but that's... If you know a person is somewhere and you go there and they're there, no matter if they're in a car or in a house, and you see them walk into the house, you have probable cause. Like, even if with drugs and stuff, that's why you see these cops pulling people over and then you can smell the alcohol. That's probable cause to do a field sobriety test. Like, duh. If you see a kilo of cocaine in the back of someone's car and you ask them if they consent to a fucking search and they say no, well, it doesn't fucking matter what they say. You just search the car anyway and you get the bags of cocaine in the back. How do you think people get across the border from Mexico into America? They do all that shit all the time. That's such a fucking dumbass, like, Jesus Christ. The fucking stupidity with that comment. You see, that's kind of what makes me wonder how many of these people are either just fucking kids that don't know anything about anything, or are not even Americans that don't even live here. It blows my mind the stupid comments that some of these people make. So, crazy enough, is this going to work for me? It worked. Hot damn. I actually covered this whenever it happened. I covered this when it happened. Check out Midwest Safety, Midwest Safety, hell yeah, Midwest Safety. Whenever I was going through college, they talked about several things. One of them was that, depending on the state, most airports have their own fire station. And the reason for that is because jet fuel is a bitch and a half to put out with water. So they typically have fire apparatuses or fire trucks that are equipped with certain types of foam that will put out jet fuel. And jet fuel burns hot. Like, it burns hot enough to scald pavement. It's where concrete explodes. It makes the air molecules heat up inside of pavement, and it makes it explode. It's called expalding. It makes the pavement explode. It happens a lot with these kinds of accidents.
Jesus Christ. They're saying it's going to be possible plane crash, plane landed on top of a building, possibly from like waste management area. Holy cow, dude, that's bad. Holy shit. A couple guard units at 47 are going to be approaching a very large area on fire.
Ooh!
What are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing, guy? Bro, that was always my biggest fear whenever I was learning to drive the apparatus. Because you know there's some stupid asses out there, man. There are some dumbass people out there.
Get the f*** out of the way! Back up!
Oh yeah, we got way more on YouTube. I am a Titanium 117. Got lots on YouTube.
Looks like the majority of the fire is going to be at this recycling facility here at 7001 Great Lane. We're going to need law enforcement to shut.
Well, if you Google how often airplanes fall out of the fucking sky, Nimrod, you would find out that it happens quite a bit. They just don't report on it. It's actually very common. There it goes. Ooh, man, I bet them boys are happy. Bro, I'll be rolling up to something like that. I'd be jumping for joy. Oh, man.
Move out of the way.
That man ain't gonna fuck around, man.
Stooges were trying to get out of here.
Holy! Ho, ho, ho! Ho, 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 ho! Dude, that is a big fucking ball of fire. Look at that! Oh, man!
Push him towards outer loop. Chief 2, for information, Austin advising airfield is closed at this time. Jesus Christ. The EMS at Great Lane and Stooges have subject extremely burned in the back of the truck here.
Yeah.
EMS is evacuating all the... Okay,
we're gonna try to push over.
You know what's even crazier? This is a, oh, fuck, there's a name for it. They're going to have to start evacuating people out of the area. The police are going to have to start getting people out of their homes and shit because the fumes from that jet fuel it'll kill you pretty quickly. You really have to be careful. You see that big ass cloud of smoke? that shit's going to be moving with the wind, which means they're going to have to get everybody in the area evacuated. Everybody has to go.
Yeah.
UPS is evacuating all the
Okay, we're gonna try to push everybody this way, okay?
To me, initiate a medical post. I've got casualties being brought to me.
You guys got this? I'm gonna run around back.
Yeah, you see they're evacuating everybody? They're getting everybody out. I guarantee you they must have shut everything down for at least 2-3 mile radius around this. Easily.
Hey guys, y'all need to get out. Y'all need to go.
Especially considering it was a UPS plane, so they didn't know what the hell was burning in it. Dude, yeah.
I need to go, guys. Come on, let's go. We'll be on the news later. Let's go.
Bro, they'd probably have hazmat out there looking at shit. Woo!
To get out.
Bro, that is the kind of shit that they train you for in college right there. That is just crazy.
Y'all, we're back to the fire area. We need to go, okay?
I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go get some gloves. Do me a favor, just go back inside, guys. There's all kinds of debris around here. I am one indeed. Okay. Good luck, bro. Do me a favor, try to work your way that way and just get out of the area. Hey, stay away from those wires. I don't know.
It's Rescue 46. I'm currently out of water, but I'm being supplied by Guard Rescue 68. At this time, I'm back up to a quarter of a tank.
God damn, so they ran out of water, bro. They ran out of fucking water. That's a scary situation if you fight in a fire and then the nozzle goes dry. Bro, that is some scary shit. Especially if you're in a fucking house. You fucked up.
I don't know.
It's Rescue 46. I'm currently out of water, but I'm being supplied by Guard Rescue 68. At this time, I'm back up to a quarter of a tank now. Okay, make sure we're using phone. 620, let me get out of it, shut down.
What happened?
All the way.
Officers will eventually obtain footage caught by a dash cam on the same street. There are several never-before-seen angles we will soon witness in this video.
Oh, let's go! Yo, let's go, Midwest Safety! Oh! That's... No, okay. So, I'm gonna be called crazy for saying this. So, in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, if you line a bunch of cars up together and you shoot a rocket and you hear that big explosion that it does, that's exactly what that sounds like. It actually kind of looks the same-ish. Oh, damn! Woo! That thing didn't even take any time at all. It's just a big ball of fire, bro.
Officers soon discover numerous factors that make this explosion an absolute worst-case scenario.
Oh, it was. It absolutely was. You got a UPS plane that went down. They don't know what the hell's in it. They don't know what could be in it that makes it explode. There could be toxic chemicals in there. They don't. It's no different than a damn dumpster fire, bro. They had to have called hazmat. There's no way they didn't call hazmat and evacuate the area. There's no way.
This is talking to you. That's good though. Okay, then. Get out of here. Okay, he is all the way down at the very end. I think it's where it's at. They're trying to get this road down so he can come this way. Okay. Once he makes it to, he goes. There's people there still trapped.
Damn, you hear that? It's still blowing up.
There's people that are still trapped.
That's the scary shit right there. Is when you're trying to put out a fire and then something blows up in your face. That's scary, dude.
Because the flames are right in the middle. How are we gonna get them out? They're putting fire out right now.
I'm trying to figure out where these cars are coming from.
Yeah, right, man. You're looking at least a couple hours before that bitch is going out. Man, you'd have to get at least... I mean, to put a fire out of that scale, shit, you'd have to have at least 15 different fire trucks using deck guns. Like, gallons per minute puts out fire, and I promise you one thing, they don't have enough of it. They don't have enough water.
Get out. They're probably pushing them out of these bitches to the next road over. Fire says somebody in a red hoodie said there's people in that trailer in there that they need to know because they can't I can't find them.
Remember what I was saying? I said this a couple videos ago. Anytime you see a red truck pull up anywhere, you see these fire trucks? Damn, they got 2 of them. Damn, dude, that's a bad... So that means that what's going on here is this is incident command. Anytime you see these red fire trucks rolling up, that's the fire chief for that entire station. If you see 2 of these, that means that there's multiple police departments, not like sister stations. Like you could have a department and there's usually one fire chief that runs like 2 or 3 stations in that area, in that district. If you see multiple fire trucks or fire like vehicles that look like this, they don't always look like trucks. Sometimes they're SUVs or they're cars. But you see this red and you see fire on the side and you see these lights, those are people that run the entire district, which means that they've got to figure out who's going to be running this bad boy. So they're going to pick one person that's going to run the entire show. He's going to be incident command. This is a massive scale. And any district usually has, I think we had 9 fire trucks at our district with the 2 stations. Well, probably a little less than that because we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we had about 6. So that means that there could be anywhere from, depending on how big the district is, anywhere from 10 to 20 fire trucks out there at one time, especially if there's 2 districts.
Somebody in a red hoodie said there's people in that trailer in there that they need to know because they make incident. I can't find them.
If you ever see that truck roll up at an incident, that's a badass incident. Even if there's just one of those trucks, that means it's bad.
Your retrofit advised they are going to merge Fire 5 and Event 1 for fire operations.
There's a plane down right on Great Lane, Stooges. Somebody's burned bad. That's all I know for right now. Go back inside, please.
Well, we're from UPS Security. We're over here trying to figure out if it's UPS plane or not.
Okay. I know you're from UPS, but this is all going to probably be a giant scene. Yeah. And regardless of where you work, they're going to make you leave.
Yep. They're going to make you leave because they're having people either shelter in place. They're having them shelter in place at the moment, which is a really bad fucking idea because it's chemicals. They need to start evacuating people.
Yeah.
Yeah, if EMS comes down Great Lane, it's a pretty good shot. They can get around that. Coming your way right now, you said. I think it's all this propane thing.
Bro, oh! Damn, boy! Woo! Man, that boy is burning! Look at that!
Watch debris!
Watch out above! Sergeant! All the propane tanks. Yeah, all of them. They're all going to go up. Where's your car at? Okay, yeah, let's.
No, there's another one. That's a different truck. That's an SUV. Oh, no, that's a truck. I'm tripping. That's a truck.
Where's your car at?
I thought it was a different looking one. I was about to be like, damn, there's 3 of them.
Okay, yeah, let's. No, it's okay. Let's please get out of here.
1731.
Everybody gone. Let's go.
Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is how people get killed.
Everybody gone. Let's go.
Bro, really pulling out his phone. Bro. Damn, boy, that is crazy. Look at that. Bro, that is intimidating. Usually whenever we would get called to fires, man, you could always see it. You could always see it in the sky. That shit is intimidating. Holy!
Shut it down and get out. Just go all the way back there. We got this. We can't let you move. We don't want people to start blowing up. I need you.
Bro, I hated being the nozzleman for one reason. I could never see the damn fire when we roll up to that motherfucker, dude. I love grabbing the I was fast, boy. They could not stop me. Whenever I grabbed that nozzle, bro, I was gone. I was fucking gone, bruh. I hated whenever you drive as the nozzleman in most of the trucks that you see here, you drive facing the back of the passenger, which is the captain. So you drive like back to back. So you're driving towards the captain's facing forward, but you're facing the opposite way in the back of the cab. It sucks.
Keep going back. Sorry.
I'm usually able to size up how bad it's gonna be Because when we start rolling and I see it out the side of the window, I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. You know, you start like thinking about what the plan of attack is. You start kind of like trying to figure out like what we can do. And then I try to start talking to the people that are next to me that are going to be backing me on the line. I'm like, yo, you got to do this. I want to do this. So I'm just going to take it and haul ass. And usually they just be like, you going to take it and haul ass? And I just look at them and say, oh, yeah. You better grab your tools quick because we're going to be fucking moving. We're going to be moving quick.
Plane crashes can cause large explosions, but the size and duration of this fire is unusual. Officers and firefighters did not yet know the UPS cargo plane was departing for Hawaii, a roughly 4,400-mile, 10-hour flight, meaning the MD...
That's so much fuel. Fuck! Bro!
11 was likely carrying nearly a full fuel load of over 330,000 pounds. The situation was made worse when the aircraft crashed onto a fuel recycling center, whose owner...
No shot! It crashed on a fuel recycling center. Holy shit! Dude, there's no way! No way! Bro!
Told officers what materials were stored on site.
1,000 gallons of number 2 fuel oil. The diesel fuel, the number 2 off-road diesel fuel, I had about 6,000 gallons of it. Roughly around 74,000 gallons.
Oh! Shit!
Processed number 4 fuel oil, black oil, motor oil that's been dried out, basically, is all it is. A whole bunch of bad oil, probably 147,000 gallons.
Holy fuck. You know what sucks about that is that even though it's in water, the fumes from it can still catch on fire. You can pour gasoline in water, and it will still catch on fire because of the off-gassing. Solid objects don't burn, only gas burns. The only thing that burns is gas.
So that stuff may blow up and burn off as well, but it burns. It burns hot.
Oh, it's burning.
This event requires as many first responders as possible, causing some to suddenly leave their homes on a day off. Fire trucks and other emergency vehicles will continue to arrive at the scene throughout the following days.
I'm gonna be late. I was a phone test. All right, love you.
Wood off gases. Wood off gases. Anything you burn, look it up. Anything that burns off gases. It has gas. Only gas burns.
Need to go to the hospital. It was
That's right. You're absolutely right. Only the gas that comes off the wood burns. That's the only thing.
Is anybody in here hurt?
She's hurt. She's hurt.
I can get EMS over here. Let me see.
Look, think of it this way. What is wood? Wood gives oxygen. Well, oxygen burns. So there you go.
Get out of here.
I understand. I can't see you that way right now. Can I see who's hurting here so I can help?
You want to see me?
Who's hurt? You guys have burns?
You see me? I threw myself over top of him and got busted in the back of the head with the...
Bro, I bet the explosion from that rattled people all around it, dude. That's crazy.
I seen it coming towards us, and I heard a boom, and then I seen fire shoot out, so I went over top. I thought they were dead.
They got some burns and stuff. The main thing I want to do is move you guys because there's more things that are going to explode over here. Move that way, and we'll help you guys down there. Okay?
It's just going to keep blowing up. We got to get off this block.
Just go that way as far as you can. Those are like small little scrapes. If we have someone who has serious burns, we'll treat them here. But if they can move, they need to go to the casualty collection.
There's a whole lot of dumbasses that think we're just driving down Great Lane.
Hey, boy, there's the airport. There's the airport. What did I say? What did I say?
Closer to see it. I see something.
Bro, look at that thing. That thing looks fucking crazy. Why are we driving these old fucking 1980s rigs and they got this? Bro, even the side lights up. What the fuck they need that for?
A whole lot of dumbasses that think we're just driving.
Oh, it's an airport, I guess.
So trying to get closer to see it.
That's crazy.
I'm like, I'm going the opposite way. I don't want no part of that.
You know what? That's reflective tape. That's a captain. Got a red helmet. Red helmets are captains. White is a fire chief. You see a white helmet, that's a fire chief. Usually they're not dressed like a firefighter. They'll be in like white clothing. They'll have like a white button up. Those are all captains. They're trying to coordinate how they're going to start hitting this. That means that there's at least 3 fire teams.
Fine, dude, can we get out this way?
Yeah, we'll get you through here in just a second.
We'll establish where the command post is and the best route of entry.
Buddy? I was gonna say I don't have time to talk, but I understand it's one of your aircraft.
This is like a casualty collection point. Gotcha. People keep pulling up and parking. We just need them out of the road. Let's go. Come on.
Call 1 radio. Call 1.
Woo, look at that big, beautiful truck right there, boy. I've been up and down that damn a ladder truck so many times. I fucking hate it. I hate it.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, how are you not dressed already? What are you doing?
I'll be honest.
That's a different district. That's an entirely different district. You see all them red fire trucks and you see a yellow one, you know that bitch is from a different district.
I'll be honest. How many more of those tanks are over there? A lot. I know. I don't like being.
Bro, this is why firefighters need body cams. I want firemen to have body cams.
They're blowing up. I was watching. These flames are unreal. It's feeling from here now, and we're what? 100 yards away.
I bet this truck is pulled up. He was burned pretty bad.
Well, that's the one he
Was that the one that?
Yeah, that was the one I caught him.
Man, they probably gonna set all the ladder trucks they have up to use the deck gun at the top. They're probably gonna try to get above it, and they're gonna skeet water down on top of it.
This trucker is saying his son works on the other side of the fire.
It's either that or they're gonna use the deck guns to wetten the houses around the fire. Probably a little bit of both, but it depends on what kind of units they have, and it depends on how much water they have too.
Grade A recycling, like plane pretty much almost landed on top of the building.
Jesus Christ. This is wild, man. I never expected this.
What are you doing? That's my truck. They made me get out of my truck. That's his truck. I made him get out. Do me a favor. Go around the corner there in case stuff keeps blowing up. Stop videoing and go, bro. I'm on the phone. Well, go. Go. Did I say walk?
See, look, they already trying to start skeeting water. That's what they're doing right there. They're skeeting water down on it.
Did I say walk? Walk. It's a serious incident, bro. Walk.
Damn, man, that is just crazy.
That's from the airport. Airport is yellow. No, the yellow's airport. That's Air Force. Are you all right?
Damn, they got the Air Force out there too. Yeah, damn.
Okay. All right. I'm just.
Damn, that's a deck gun right there, boy. You don't you don't ever operate a deck gun without it being mounted or clipped into the ground. That bitch will send you flying back. Look at all that water.
Going up in the air, and I just don't want.
They're big. Yeah, here they go again.
You got any? Man, I'm too fat for this, man. I need some water.
That thing landed right on top of our place. I can't believe we're
Yeah. You need water? Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm too fat. I appreciate it so much, man.
Damn, bro, look at that fire, boy. Damn. Oh, that shit's booking it.
Did we confirm that the lines are dead?
There's no confirmation yet.
Command post is down here?
Yes.
Okay. He was taken off, so he's fully loaded with fuel.
Yeah, and all these are
That is the most useless fucking tool in the whole fire service right there, boy. Let me tell you something. That tool is so fucking useless.
Can we get a monitor in there and start cooling these tanks?
Well, they've been flowing, but I think we're pulling too much water off of everything.
Okay, so water pressure is the issue?
Were you in the building?
Yeah, there's some nice clean new suits, it looks like. There's some nice clean suits. They about to get some work in, though.
We're pulling too much water off of everything.
Okay, so water pressure is the issue?
That's how you know a department doesn't get that much fire. Whenever you go into the department and they got all these people with these nice clean suits that don't ever look like they've been in a fire. Dude, whenever I got to my station, I got some raggedy ass looking shit. I got some shit that was raggedy, boy.
Yes, sir. What's that noise? You turn around, there was sparks where it hit the wire, and the next thing on fire.
It was on fire as it was coming down.
Oh, you don't say.
Shelter in place, a 5-mile radius. Are we 5 miles away from?
Dude, that's not enough. You gotta go to these places and evacuate them. If there's chemicals in there, it's gonna get through the fucking buildings, dude. What are y'all doing?
Nope. Because everybody and their mom's calling me right now. They're trying to keep on.
See, I haven't even seen this, and I already know what the strategy is for this. And at college is doing wonders for me right now.
Yeah, they've been hosing down the whole time, but it's heating back up. It looks.
Oh yeah, it's gonna keep heating back up too. They don't have enough water to push that back. There's no way. There's no way, dude.
Getting bigger again. Just be ready to.
And it's not necessarily the firemen's fault. It's they don't know how bad this is because they haven't been told how bad this is.
Watch out when that blows. Shut the city down. Yeah.
TAC 1 is operational in reference to the plane crash.
Damn, boy.
TAC 1 is operational for the plane.
You see what I see? I see a white helmet. I see a white helmet. Man, that bro, he showed up ready to get some work in. I'm shocked. I don't think you know what? I am stupid. I completely forgot they have their own set of bunker gear. Fire chiefs do have their own set of bunker gear, don't they? I completely forgot about that. Damn, it's been over 3 years, so. It's been over 3 years since I've been at the fire department. I completely forgot they have their own set of bunker gear. I was like, why is he wearing a white hat and he's in bunker gear?
Crash. Repeating, TAC 1 is operational for the plane crash. Police car to PD TAC 1.
We stand this close to this thing, it's gonna blow up anytime.
The petroleum recycling place.
Oh, is that what
they've been blowing? Yeah.
Oh,
we need to back up. They're backing up.
Yeah. Big white tanks, man? Yeah. Those are petroleum tanks.
Okay.
CP5?
Yeah.
Back up.
Air 30 to command, just for your...
Oh! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dude, they don't have enough trucks. 8. I think there's more here. Maybe 9. They don't have enough trucks for that.
Heads up, grade lane looks good. They're clearing out Crittenden Drive back to the north. Fern Valley shut down at 65. So
10,
traffic's clearing.
10, 11.
Clearing out looks good.
You notice how the yellow truck didn't have to hook up to anything? It's that way on purpose. Usually those the fire department at the landing strip or an airplane fire department that works for the airport typically don't have fire hydrants to hook up to at like a runway. So a lot of them have like massive like tanks on them. And what's really nice is because of the Storts connection, this truck can feed this truck. So they can feed each other because of every single fire department across the entire nation uses the same connections. And they all work in tandem. They all have pretty much the same thing. So they can all hook to each other and only draw from one truck. So that's the best part about it, is that this truck right here could be hooked to like 4 or 5 other fire trucks, giving them enough to put out their own fires. It's paramilitary, so like everything that you do at a fire department has a reason, has a purpose. They don't ever want you to do something that has no purpose or no reason, because when you're in that bunker gear, your dexterity is shit. And it tires you out so fast if you're doing all this extra work. They show you everything that you need to do, down to how to even use each individual tool, what each individual tool is called, like how to repair shit. Like they do everything.
I thought they were all dead, dude. I thought his wife, his kids.
Hey, back up! We're not joking!
Radio 10 unit on scene. Looks like they're saying that there's a burn victim at 4612 Mount Avenue. Run over his body.
I never dreamed that this was freaking happen.
I got all info. It's MB-11 that was taking off. It seems to be a total loss at this point. I hear there's 3 souls on board. The engine is...
You see that? You see that fire doing that? That's a bad sign. Something's feeding it right here. Watch this. It's going to plume a few times. It's going to plume right here. Something's feeding it. Watch. See it pluming?
MB-11 that was taking off. It seems
it's going to plume again.
At this point, I hear there's 3 souls
see that?
on board.
You see that?
The engine is...
Yeah. That's a bad sign.
Something at the end of the runway came off. Because MD-11 has the one engine, the tail, two on the back side, one of them fell off.
The NTSB later released an update on the cause of the crash, which we'll cover at the end. In this moment, officials are relying primarily on incoming civilian and security footage.
Yeah, that's right. In that one video, you could see the jet engine just fall off the plane. That bitch just fell off.
Bro, get the away from here, like, turn around.
Yep. They should have been calling that shit in immediately. That was gonna be bad.
Holy
shit. Damn!
Holy shit. Damn, they're dead. They are dead, bro.
Multiple airport security cameras captured the crash and the immediate emergency response.
You see the shockwave? You see the shockwave? Look at the shockwave. Watch the tree. You can see... Yeah, watch this tree. You'll see the shockwave.
Security cameras captured the crash and the immediate emergency response as a charred engine laid along the runway. Although the MD-11 is designed to continue flying after losing an engine, later investigations and the yet-to-be-seen shocking footage of the crash explains why this aircraft likely could not keep altitude.
It'll probably shut down for weeks, if not months.
Hey man, let's go. Let's wrap it up and go, please. We want to move back even further to outer loop, just in case some of this patrolling.
No, dude, they need to push this shit back at least 3 miles. That wind is going to carry that smoke for miles.
So what is it's exposed. They're having water problems. Okay, let's go back and find us a parking lot towards outer loop.
No, the only big one's right there. There's a small building one right here.
I know they're having a hard time getting some people on the east side of this fire. If they can get on waste management property, we can probably guide them around this boundary road, and there may be access to the east side of this fire if they're trying to get to it.
Guiding the fire department to it?
Yeah, anybody.
What do you need? A load of water. I mean.
Yeah, we need a fuckload of water. We need 1 metric fuckload of water, please. Damn, look at that. They're skeeting water, bruh. They would not pay me enough to do that, but I would still do it. You know, not a lot of people know this, but when you're up at the top like that, that bitch is doing this. It's doing this the whole fucking time, bro. It's terrifying. I hate it.
Let's just try to make sure no one's in there. Metro Police, if you're in here, make yourself known. We need to evacuate. Just hang out back here, okay? You said it was grade A auto. Okay, hang out back here.
What was he saying?
He said he knows 3 people that were working at grade A auto. So we're getting people out.
I guess we're gonna look because the fire department's obviously busy. We'll probably just try to get them out of here.
This overview, obtained at a later date, shows the devastation left behind by the crash. The damage spans over half a mile, and with fuel leaks spread throughout, officers need to be cautious and quick to save anybody who may be trapped.
Air 30 of the Autumn Park unit, you
Damn, bro. Oh, it's a scrapyard.
be able to go through the grade A all the way back past all the piles of stuff.
Jesus Christ, man. Last thing I expected to be good.
Damn, look at all those units. Holy shit. Hold on, wait. Did you see that?
Man. Last thing I expected.
Look at all those units down there. Oh!
Jesus Christ.
Can you go to mutual aid 1?
There's a bunch right here. There's a bunch over here. There's a shitload here, shitload here.
Fire department.
You're never going to see them parked on this side. This is the wayward side. You don't ever park where the smoke's coming to you. Don't ever do that. That's like I said, that's something else that you learn in the fire academy when you go to college. You're never going to see them on this side of the fire. Never. This is the upwind section of the fire.
We'll have you guide them through waste management.
Okay, mutual aid 1, we'll get.
You just said casualties. I had one burnt pretty well. All his clothes were burnt off. And he's gone? Yes, he's been transported. You had 2 total? Well, a family with kids in the backseat.
Holy shit. That's an SUV. So there's another fire chief here. That's 1, 2, there's 3 fire chiefs now.
Man, I don't know how many kids were back there, but they took off.
Right, that does say fire, right? Or does that say police? I can't tell. Maybe that's a police because it's not red.
They took off.
I don't know.
One there. Yep.
Damn, boy, that's...
It could be.
That's fucked.
Oh, just kidding. Disregard.
724 breaker radio for the CAD. 1 casualty, 42 melting in a parking lot.
A lot of this is going to have to burn out. Oh, it's going to take it. We're over here for a week.
I don't think there's any buildings back here. I think this is all junkyard. Is there a way to get through right there or no?
He's right. A lot of that's going to have to burn out, dude. They don't have enough water to stop that. The only thing they can do is try to, like, cordon off the area and make sure it doesn't spread. That's going to have to burn out. There's no way.
Yeah, never mind. Just read that.
Oh, it's a scene out of a movie. It's getting hot again. I can feel it.
I guess it's a good thing it wasn't a passenger plane. Then again,
You heard that? You hear him say that he could feel it from all the way over there?
Movie. It's getting hot again. I can feel it.
You hear that? No, that jet fuel burns hot, man.
I guess it's a good thing
That airplane fuel.
Then again,
That's some serious stuff.
doesn't make it any better.
My girlfriend was flying back today.
Oh, you talked to her, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, again.
Yeah, wow. That is shocking.
It's hard to believe you just had that event.
Yeah, thank God, you know, at least we get to practice. Crazy that it hit what it did.
We just did a drill 2 weeks ago.
Command, just to advise you, the fire is worsening on our end. We're trying to get water back on the fire. We had to shut the line
Something
down.
caught down here, and it's worse than it was.
Engine 73, we're responding on mutual aid 1, headed to waste management.
Okay, if you have a command car that's over here right now, that way I can guide them back to make sure you can make it back and you don't get stuck.
Damn, boy, they doing it. They putting it out. They getting it slowly but surely, bro.
Car that's over here right now, that way I can guide them back to make sure you can make it back and you don't get stuck.
I am kind of surprised they don't have anyone here trying to catch this right here. They have someone here, but they need more over here. They could go to use this road right here, get into the junkyard.
It's bad.
No, we're trying to go around the fire because there's people that are trapped back here, and we're trying to figure a way to get them out. We don't know how far south the fire went. It looks like it stopped right here, so.
No, bro, there's nothing police can do. Right now, I think it's search and rescue right now.
What do you think, bud?
I think
it's not good.
That's part of the plane. That big piece of metal right there, that's a wing.
Yeah, you hear that? It's still exploding.
Watch your explosions.
Yeah, or tires. Like I said, that's why, I guess, I don't know if this is a good place for this to happen or a bad place, because these are all wrecked total cars, so.
All these cars ain't got no fuel.
Well, I mean, look at this guy. You can't even see this guy.
There's a plane part right there.
It looks like the Waste Management just opened a gate just off of Grade Lane.
Oh, no fucking way that's gonna catch a fucking waste management facility, bro. There's no fucking way, right? Surely there's no way this could get worse.
Just down from the command post. See if you can get access.
Bro, if there was a place to freaking crash an airplane, that is not the place. Landed on top of a fuel facility that is next to it, not only a junkyard, but a waste management facility. Dude, like, come on.
They're trying to get a fire.
Why the hell is all this shit near the airport?
To be the ones that respond to it.
Damn, here goes more.
Ooh, that's warm.
Oh, yeah.
Radio 724 Baker, EMS is asking if you can stay with that signal on Nelson.
Oh! Oh! See, that's what I was saying. That's that same spot I was talking about earlier, man. I don't know what the fuck is doing that, but there is something that is just... It is gassed right there. I don't know what's doing that.
Jeez.
You want to see if anybody wants us to, like, put his body over here?
No. Probably not.
No. Just leave him?
Yeah.
We don't know what's burning. It could explode over there. Should we, like, check his pulse or something?
Nah, he's dead. Nah, he's dead, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, go through.
Damn! They need to figure out what's doing that.
This way.
Yeah, we can check this building here. There's a gate open right here.
Yeah, there's a gate open.
Is everybody down there? You guys have anybody that's hurt? Nobody that's hurt so far. Okay.
What the hell are you doing there? Get out.
All right.
Couple minor bumps and something, nothing.
Okay, good.
It said everybody was okay. It said nobody.
No, they're.
Bro, that is just so... That's terrifying. Holy crap, that's crazy looking.
missing a bunch in the lot.
Hey, they possibly have 2 people in this.
We made it to the other side of the fire. We're at 4566 Melton. There's a lot of people over here, obviously, but they're safe for the most part. We're still doing search and rescue, though.
You see that? This is exactly what I said that they were going to be doing at the very beginning of the video. They got to go in and they got to find everybody. They got to get them out. They got to get them out of the area.
I got those out of the crackhead's car.
I guarantee you hazmat was called. I promise you hazmat was called. This is a mass incident.
I'm on the loop now.
Down on fire. Everybody down on fire. I don't know if you can see that. Where? Right there.
That one right there?
There's about 40 people in that direction.
Oil or diesel?
I've got family on Knob Avenue.
Okay.
They said whatever happened crashed on Gilmore Lane.
Okay. Could you move your truck, please? Could you please move your truck? Hey, Sarge, if you just want to hold them at 65, then we can flush this out in just a second.
HSO 22 radio. We got multiple obvious 1080s are burning, or the auto lot.
Damn, bro. Damn it.
I just don't want nobody.
Everybody in the city's on this road right now.
If we give this one more flush, we'll be able to get it. But we need some of these fire trucks to help us.
Metro Police! Metro Police, call out, call out!
For Great Lanes, command post.
This thing goes. I just don't want nobody hiding in here. That's good.
Yeah.
They did say they got everybody out of here. The guy out here said they're only missing 3 people that they work here. They don't know how many customers there were.
Hey, y'all need to go.
We have them doing media staging out here in one of these gas stations on Outer Loop somewhere out there.
How about the elementary school that's off of...
That's a really good idea.
That's fine. And that'll keep them off their hair in the airport.
Can we maybe just send some PIOs out there, do a real quick basic briefing? We don't know shit right now.
We need to come up with the stand.
And tell them that we'll have an official briefing in about 2 hours.
I wouldn't give them the time. I would just say as quick as we can get somewhat of control of this.
If that's the media, we can put a TFR in place.
I would do it. That's us right there. So I can request that.
No, Channel 32's flying around. I saw them getting off Fern Valley Road.
I'd do a TFR if it was me.
Can we get a TFR in place except for emergency aircraft only?
Civilians trying to not get out. They are still alive.
I don't know if that fence is still charged. It might be electric, so be careful. What about that hole right there?
There is a third casualty there. Severely burned. We see lights and people screaming and whistling and some wood line.
No. Hey, we might as well go out.
Oh my god, dude. It must be illegal. Damn.
I have to get out.
Hate to see it.
Go.
1395 and a couple.
Hey, you just want to kick that sheet metal.
This goes through the other side here.
Semi hit a car.
Oh, there's another fence. There's another fence.
When you get through, hold this.
Yeah, I got you.
Are you hurt? No. Did you see it?
Okay. I have a gentleman that just came out of waste management, severely burned. You can send us a wagon. That'd be great.
I got a steel blanket.
But I'd rather an ambulance come to you all than you all trying to drive crazy to get to where we're going, okay?
Come over here and hang out, okay? We're gonna try to help him.
I've got
just
an
hang out.
coming. I know you're cold, okay?
Will this aluminum blanket help at all?
What's that?
Aluminum blanket? He's gonna stick to his skin.
Not as bad as that soft. I'm not.
No, we got a gun victim there.
If you wait for the ambulance, they have towels.
Open your mouth. Okay. All right. Where does it hurt right now?
No, I'm kind of here.
Just here? Okay.
I'm okay.
Do you know what happened?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's another fire truck. I know that wail anywhere. That's a fire truck. There he goes.
Good, swallow okay? Good.
Let me see your eyeball.
I can see everything. Yes.
That's waste management. Motherfucker, no way, dude. That's a waste management facility.
You got medical coming?
I have a question, but I don't know.
Bro, if that waste management facility went up, dude, they'd have been there all night.
No, I'm asking if y'all can let them know that what he said, they're coming out of the tree lines and stuff.
Yeah. No one else has flagged us down, and we've been out here, so I would assume if somebody was over there, they would have come to us. They pulled up to us, said he's burned in the back seat. And so
I've only seen that guy, but they said
people were coming out of the trees like being with burns. So I don't know.
Holy crap!
You hear them say they won't make any headway?
Bro, that's got to be a scary sight.
Yeah, I heard that's not good. The jet fuel burns hot, bro. Yep. And the water does not put that out.
As day turned to night,
No,
the
it
smoke
doesn't.
persisted. Several people were still reported missing, and traffic filled with civilians heading to the airport to pick up loved ones had to be diverted. The amount of work that needs to be done is far from over. Rescue crews must continue to urgently search for the dozens still missing, inching deeper into the fiery terrain in hopes that others can still be discovered and saved.
You're gonna have to go right, man. You're gonna have to go right. You're gonna have to go right.
Dude, just pull that motherfucker out, tow his car, and put him in jail. Straight up. Like, get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, man.
Calling Ashley, my beautiful wife.
Bro don't want to listen, and you fucking put his ass in jail.
Hey, can you just send a message out to the girls and you? Just put a message.
Like, when you try to defund the police, you do realize that the fire department uses the police for stuff like this, right? So if you have less police officers that aren't trained the way they're supposed to be to handle an incident like this, you fuck over everybody. You fuck over the fire department, you fuck over the ambulance teams or the paramedics, and you fuck everyone that needs help. You see all these police officers from all over the fucking place coming here? You see this massive police response, all these body cams? When you hinder one branch of the triangle, you fuck everybody over.
On Facebook, you've talked to me, I'm fine. People's text message me every 5 seconds and I can't get done.
Just ignore it. I did in the group chat.
Okay,
so
all right, that's fine.
That's the only one that should matter. Ignore everybody else, just don't pick your phone up. Okay?
All right, bye.
Also, possibly someone trapped at 4511 Mount Avenue, a disabled gentleman.
Water right here. Walk out towards
I want to shut down the ramp. Because cars are still trying to get through here and they won't want to still.
I will come to you.
Stuck in a gate.
You know of anyone back there? Have you seen anybody else?
He lives back though. I told him don't go back. We were running that way. And he said he wanna hit his ambulance. I couldn't stop him though. I told him to move back. I don't know where he is. There we go. Yeah. So one more, but he's all the way down there.
There's people stopping on the off-ramp from 65 South.
Damn, that bitch is still exploding. You hear that?
There's people stopping on the off-ramp from
Damn, it's still exploding.
South Outer Loop. They're getting out of their cars and watching everything, so it's taking the back and stuff up. Somebody's gonna hit my car.
Any officers in a crash in a smoke area, please put on your respirators with the C-burn filter.
You know, this was a break all the way down, but that's... Yeah, there ain't no what. Myself and 2 arson investigators ordered me to make an entry to homes, see if anybody's in there.
Here, give me the light real quick.
No, there ain't anybody alive.
He's picking up, so I
We ain't gonna breathe through that crap. Get out of here!
Hey, put the phone down and get the hell out! Now!
Hey, we gotta get this house. It's starting to blow, but we gotta get in there.
Uh-oh. Remember, guys, they don't have probable... No, they can't do this. They don't have probable cause to go in that house. They can't do this. No, it's against their constitutional right. How could they do this? It's terrible. Oh my God, no. Please don't.
Police! 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 There's nobody there. Can we get in there? Hey, watch that fuel. Watch that fuel, bro.
You ready to fill out that exposure form, Marcus? For what? For chemicals and stuff. Oh, yeah. You know, so much stuff's in the air right now. Yeah. I don't know if you felt it or not. When I was getting out of my car, there was a light layer of soot on my car getting out. It was like we're in the apocalypse right now, man.
I'm supposed to get on a plane next month. So, I'm like, I feel like there's been like, I don't know, uptick of plane.
I'm actually not sure. It's been over 4 years, man. It's been 4 years since I had a job at the fire department. I just know how they operate at this point. I can't tell you a lot of little details anymore. I should probably open up the book that I have and just kind of like skim through it again. It'd probably come back to me. It's been so long.
He burned.
I know about the SCBA. That's the only thing I needed to know about whenever I was at the fire department. Self-contained breathing apparatus.
Okay, she burned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your brother?
What's your brother's name?
Carlos.
Okay, Carlos was just here earlier, and he's on his way to the hospital. Yes.
Repeating where your aspirators with C-burn filters.
We can't radio. If you have a C-burn filter, put it on. We're in the fallout. Yeah, mine's at my desk.
Yours is at your desk. Yo, if a firefighter said that about their face mask, the ass chewing and the write-up that they would get. That's beautiful, dude. I love it.
Oh, okay. He's right here. He's in there. They did give him an aluminum blanket.
Dude, they would be fucking yelling at you drill sergeant style, bro. Your ass would be in so much heat.
Appears fortunate enough to find her loved ones, a somber reality will strike the hearts of many.
Move up to the next intersection.
They're all going out down there. Jesus Christ, they're idiots. Do you have a Seaburn filter?
Yeah.
Throw it on.
Here?
Yes.
Damn, bro, they still got fire trucks coming in.
Oh, it's closed. How you doing, man? We have an airplane crash. Yeah, I know. I need all y'all off the street. You're blocking the main egress for fire. You cannot park here.
One question.
Yes, sir.
I got a UPS load.
Sir, you are blocking the main egress for fire to get to victims. I don't care about the rig right now. UPS is going to be shut down for the foreseeable future. Yes, sir. Do not park here. Let's go. Thank you for your understanding. Yeah, everybody, monkey see, monkey do. I got to have these rigs out of here. It's a mass casualty, okay?
What?
Way down there. Come on that way.
Yeah, do me a favor, just keep walking, bro. All these folks are gonna go that way.
Who is this guy?
Damn, it's a shame I wasn't going to college during this, because I know they would have talked about this hardcore. They would have talked about this, man. I am sad that I wasn't part of the fire academy in college during this, because they would have been talking all about this, man. Damn, it
My
sucks.
mom works here, and he came here looking for her. He's been staying up there for a while. Oh, shit. Should we at least knock on that?
Hey, look at how bright that is.
Oh, shit. Should we at least knock on that? Metro Police! No, dude, I think that's a turbine. Yo, I think that's a turbine.
Wait, what happened? Why is it?
4511 is currently on fire. 4511 knob is on fire.
Dude, look at it. It's going up the channel. It's going up the ditch.
Radio Air 30. Dude, the only way to get out of here is to go through waste management.
Negative. They're not going to be able to get out of here. We cut a hole in the fence.
Oh!
So we've checked there. You haven't checked in with that. That's not there. It's gone. Yeah. The only one we haven't checked is that building, that corner building. But I knocked on it, but...
I mean, do we have anything to force it?
I said we get out of here. Yeah. What a show. I mean, but this is nothing you can never put that.
Even if we could have transit the exact same scenario, it'd be a
Oh, yeah. Ma'am, there's been a plane crash. You gotta go straight.
It's okay. Like not Melton Industrial or...
You know what's crazy? Is you can tell the difference between the fire department talking about it and the police department talking about it. You could never predict, you could never do this, you could never do that. And you noticed how quickly all those fire department people, other than the ones that are still showing up probably for other reasons, all got there, all got together, coordinated, were on top of that shit immediately. They were on that shit instantaneously. They were already there before the police showed up. That's the difference.
Plane crash. You gotta go straight.
It's okay. Like not Melton Industrial or...
It's in an industrial area.
It's in an industrial area, but off airport. Yeah. Okay.
So LMPD is pushing back against having media come out to the airport because they don't want to go through barricades. So we can either keep it at Miners Lane, which would be a logistically nightmare for us to deal with, and I think we should get the final say because we are the biggest player in all this, and LMPD can just suck it up.
Gotta go, ma'am. Okay. Let me see if he can escort you. 1 second. This is the mayor's press secretary. Can you give him an escort? Okay. Ma'am, follow this car. She's going to give you an escort. Pull up a little bit and you can go. Okay, turn your flashers on for me. It's shut. It's shut down. What do you need? No, there's a plane crash. Okay. Yeah, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. Oh, come on, man.
Yo, what a joke.
Cannot park there. Serrano.
Bro, how the fuck does this keep happening, man? Why do these big riggers keep doing this?
Serrano, plane crash. Serrano.
He don't even speak motherfucking English, dude. Bro. And they wonder why they putting these people, they taking away their ability to drive these trucks. This is the exact reason why.
No derecha. All units, Orca 9 is advising 50 to 100 yards from the fire.
Because just imagine if that guy couldn't speak Spanish or whatever language that was.
It's a what? Don't leave us hanging. Y'all got somebody over here? Y'all trying to find somebody?
Somebody's over here.
Are you a PO? Yeah. You ever seen a dead body? Yeah. Okay. Y'all had somebody out there collecting dead people?
Can you let radio know that we're getting a report says there's another possible trapped individual at 4659 Knob?
You can't get through on Knob at all. So if they're down here, they're stuck. Melted, you can make it through, but Knob you cannot.
Well, better get to using your feet, man.
There's only one victim down one.
Can't park there, sir. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry to bother you. Yeah, what you need? I'm the plant manager for the natural gas plant down here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I gotta get.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Not for long. Ain't gonna be a plant left, bro. Oh.
There, turn your hazards on, go around my car.
14 grade, you could check. They said a van was hit in the parking lot, unknown if it was occupied.
We made it all the way to Knob as far as we could. We've kicked in every door we could back there, double fenced in, and we broke our bolt cutters.
There's still something from fire.
We've checked every building.
The only building that we couldn't check inside was one you knocked on that was on fire, but that was the
It's
only
like
building
46
that we couldn't get in.
Well, 4659 Knob.
I think it's the most. Yeah, it's way at the end.
Well,
yeah.
they said that there's people there.
We get there then. Which we're on Knob, we would have to go back with him and go that way down Knob.
So we have to go around the fire and cut in the opposite
Same way we just came in, but instead we went left and go right. It's at the very end.
No, you can't go on the other side.
No, we did those. I'm saying we went through a hole in the fence.
Do we know anybody that's still over there that can talk to the guy that's talking to his son?
I'll take him over.
That's right.
Anybody that was supposed to be in there?
In where?
In your building.
There's a couple Mexicans back there, but
So my building, and then there's another building attached to it.
They're 30. That's not us. We're just going to
Truck mechanic shop. And then those guys, your building's good.
Yeah,
My building's good. Yeah, no damage, no nothing. Okay.
So the address you were talking about is way down there. Is there anybody hurt that went down there that you know of by chance? About down this road?
My street, we put out a guy who was like basically melting. He went to the hospital.
He went down. These guys on the flatbed of that truck, wasn't he? We just had a report that somebody was hurt that was down here at the end on the left.
Somebody called and said they had a disabled guy that was stuck in the house.
Yeah, was stuck in the house down here.
Can you make contact with the male? He's on the phone with his son. He's trapped somewhere. We can't find him.
I can run down there to Loop Texas Roadhouse and get
They don't have any power. We got told that there's some people down here that.
Just me, man. There was a bunch of guys over here, but man, I got asthma, man. I'm having a hard time breathing. So y'all drove over here?
No, we walked.
There's about 3 or 4 guys over here. They were trying to drive their trucks out. If you don't mind coming in, because I cannot breathe. I'm having trouble.
Okay.
Are we going to be here all night?
There's a gentleman here. He says he has severe asthma, doesn't have an inhaler, and
Well, why the hell is he still there? He needs to go and get up out of there.
Needing some help. Only way to access us is by walking. If there's anyone on foot, they'll be able to help us out.
623 on the radio. I've made contact with the two missing in the sign.
Hey,
they are
wire or good wire?
Working on closing shop and getting down.
Yeah, all power around here should be off by now. Where was that 1080 you were talking about, Bosley? Was it back there? Bosley?
We got the 2 down there.
Yeah.
That was lot G. Right, but I could have sworn we walked out there was another one.
Jesus Christ, man.
If you're able to walk, we can walk you to the ambulances. They can get you out of here.
Anybody? 622, I'm okay.
I can walk that far, man. Can I drive my truck?
Not all the way out to Great Lane because it's blocked, but you can drive a good darn freaking half mile. We're gonna catch up with them, but whenever you get done, hop in your truck and just drive as far as you can.
Okay.
There's someone said they're going to be waiting at the entrance of Landfill. He has a broken leg. He's a 50-year-old black male wearing a hard hat and a black puffer jacket.
That's probably one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
Fire department did a really good job containing that.
Man, that is
Yeah,
crazy.
they did. I know. Yeah, they're freaking on it.
Well, I mean, that's because they don't fuck around, man. Like, you can't show up to a casualty incident like that and be like, how could you plan for this? Well, the fire department always plans for that. That's what it looks like whenever you get the funding that you need as a department. You get the job done.
Oh, dude.
I do feel like they need to restructure the police departments. They need to be more paramilitary like the fire department is. And they also need to be, I genuinely think that they should up their pay and force them to be either EMT or paramedic certified, just like fire departments. And that would give them a reason to get paid more as well. And it would also help out if they have to shoot somebody or something like that. Like, they can immediately start doing first aid. I don't see a reason why you would ever want to defund the police. You want to give them more money and require more of them. That's what you need to do. If you have paramilitary police, you would have a way better department.
There's it's probably the landing gear impact right there. Took the trees clean with it.
Is this knucklehead coming? He understood to drive down here, right?
He said he was going to drive.
For accountability, all 6th and 7th Division units that were searching have exited. We're on Great Bay now.
We haven't. 6.9 radio, myself and 6.3 Adam, we're still over on Mount Avenue. I thought you were driving.
I know, I thought it was too, but I said, the only reason I was paying a little is just because really the air in my building is worse than it is out here now because all that building smoke got trapped in it.
Here's the deal, okay? The way that we're going to take you to the medics is heavy and jet fuel, and it's not good to breathe in. So what I need you to do is, can you hold your breath while we get through there and we'll kind of hightail? Okay. Well, I'm going to walk with you, okay? I get you, buddy. We're going to get you out of here. If you feel lightheaded or anything, you got to let us know, okay? Hey, when we start walking through this debris field, somebody else get on his side and hold his other arm. All right, so this is where it gets...
the junkyard? Or is this
it is.
Well, if it doesn't work for if the military mentality doesn't work for police, then why are there so many people that came back from Iraq and are now police? And it's you can't even use that argument against the fire department because they're paramilitary, guy. Just imagine if all branches were paramilitary. You had the paramedics and the EMTs. You had the fire department. You saw how quick the fire department showed up to that. Dude, they were on it. They were there even before the police showed up. And then if you had the police department that was paramilitary working with the other 3 branches, like the fire department and the paramedics, it'd be a whole different thing, bro. It'd be a whole different ball game even. Nah, that's the kind of mentality that keeps society from moving forward and being better. That you don't ever want it to even acknowledge that kind of mentality. It's just stupid. It's just dumb.
No, this is
what is wrong with holding the police to a higher standard if you give them more money? Like, train them to be paramedics or EMTs, give them more money, make it paramilitary. Like, I don't think I've ever come across a firefighter that's been like super crazy aggro on the job ever. Like, you don't see firemen beating the shit out of people constantly. That's just that's so like backwards thinking.
Hey, so listen, try not to breathe in as much as you can right here, okay? Careful. There you go, just take deep breaths, okay? You're good to breathe right now, we're out of that field. He was in the far yards when it happened, so I don't know how much exposure he has, but he didn't just walk through.
I'm sorry.
Officers likely pulled back.
I was a fucking first responder, you fucking lobotomite. Enjoy your permanent fucking ban to the Shadow Realm. I was a fireman! You fucking morons! I've worked for the fire department! I went to college to be a fireman, you fucks! You're stupid! Stop talking, you're dumb!
As firefighters continued to battle the flames.
Go fucking take your goddamn Minto pills and fucking Tylenol. Go drink your lead water, you fucking
as
morons.
official search efforts slowed,
Jesus.
family members of the missing kept
What's wrong
looking,
with you
hoping
people?
for answers.
Started driving to every hospital after that. They are not helping at all. I sat there for 2 hours. It took them 2 hours for them to ask me to send them a picture. I was the first person there to call them. I was the first person there as soon as they said to get there.
Oh, did you go to the academy already? 2911?
Yeah, she said she was there first.
You checked the hospitals, you said?
Yes, I went to every hospital. They said that they're not in no hospitals. Well, right now, it does say that there's 4 people that are unidentified, but they're not saying that there's a child.
Okay.
And I just know that they were together.
Do you know around what time that they headed over there?
My dad, that's how he makes his money. He goes back and forth starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. She couldn't go to daycare because she was sick.
You said the phone is still pinging over there?
Yes, it's
But
there.
sometimes he leaves in the car?
Yes. The woman died she was
Not only was I a firefighter, bro, I was a firefighter in one of the best states to be a firefighter, maybe other than Florida, which is Texas. Man, Texas.
in the hospital. They said
Let's
when
go,
they checked out
Texas.
the window, they couldn't really see where he ran to.
Yep, see? Okay, that was our colonel that is down. It is our ship. The National Transportation Safety Board and the ATF and FBI and whoever other investigators are down there are handling this investigation. There is nothing for you to do down there. So he's recommending.
Where am I working now? Right here. Making money. Probably the reason why so many of these fucking morons are so angry at me. I'm 31 years old, bro. I've had just about every job under the fucking sun at this point.
But you just go home.
And you know what's crazy is that college is a scam for the most part, but like it really wasn't that expensive to go to college for fire department. I think I made it out with like $8,000 in student loan debt, which wasn't that bad. It really wasn't as bad as a lot of people think. And the course was only like one semester. It was like a full-time job at the fire academy, and that was about 2 months. And then I think 2 months of EMT. So it wasn't even that bad. It was and it was cheap too.
Okay.
There's nothing else we can do.
That's easier said than done, obviously. I know that's stressful.
Can you do just one thing for me?
Sure.
Can you take my phone and can you just go to where his car
We're not
is?
allowed down there. That's where we're at.
Can you give it to them, please? She's 3 years old. I can't go. I'm sorry. I don't want to go home with no air.
Yeah, that's right. They just jealous. They jelly that I could sit here in my nice little cozy spot. Got my nice fucking uniform somewhere. I don't know where it's at. That I got from my job that I had as a fire department person, dude. I have experience putting out fires. I'm chilling, boy. I'm chilling. Don't hate because you ain't me. That's the only reason why you hating me, man. It's because you just not sitting here enjoying it. That's all. I'm cozied up, watching videos, getting paid.
They can't tell you.
That's why y'all so damn stupid.
We've been told they've all been adults at this point because there was 3, at least on the plane.
At least the people trying to be weird. A lot of you guys are just chilling, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all are awesome. There's too many people that try to come in here and be insulting, and it's just like, you get out of here. You're done.
Okay.
What's your name, man?
Shirley.
Shirley what?
Yeah,
Tragedy would strike Shirlene and many others. Her father and daughter were found among the 15 total deceased, along with dozens injured. The deceased includes Shirlene's father.
That's right. Don't hate the player, hate the game. That's right.
47. Shirlene's daughter, Kimberly Asa. 3. Trinidad Chavez, 37. Megan Washburn, 35. And John Locks, 52. The 3 that were mentioned by a coworker to officials as unaccounted.
From what I understand, the good news is that it wasn't a passenger plane. It was a United States Postal Service plane. If I'm not mistaken, it was filled with packages. It wasn't filled with a whole lot of people. Unfortunately, the pilot and I would assume the pilot and the waitress lady that's in there probably,
4. Ella Petty Wharton, 31. Angela Anderson, 45. Carlos Fernandez, 52. Tony Crane, 65. John Spray Jr., 45. Matthew Sweets, 37. He was severely burned and passed away days later. The last and most recent death was Alain Rodriguez Colina, 50, who succumbed to his injuries several weeks later on Christmas Day. Those on board included Captain Dana Diamond, 62. Captain Richard Wartenberg, 57. And First Officer Lee Truitt, 45. Investigations ensued, and footage from several other sources were eventually released.
Damn, boy. Son of a bitch. Yo, look. Look, there was a paramedic team right there. Look. Crash hasn't even happened yet, and they're already on top of it, boy. Come into my chat. Bro, that's gotta be a crazy angle to see that on. Damn! Bro! Did you just be sitting in a parking lot and that shit happen in front of you? Holy! Bro ran. He left the truck. He was like, nope, I'm out.
Recent NTSB updates show the MD-11
Hey, look, there it goes.
and passing over
Bro, that thing shot off like a damn rocket.
during takeoff. Investigators found fatigue cracks and overstress failure in the engine pylon's spherical bearing, which mounts the engine to the aircraft. Despite its design to handle a lost engine, the damage to the wing and flames potentially entering a second engine were likely causes for a failed takeoff. Reaching speeds of 212 miles an hour, there was likely nothing the crew could do to avoid a crash. An NTSB report notes the engine pylon is typically inspected every 5 years. Reports indicate this aircraft underwent maintenance in San Antonio from September 3rd
It was another damn Boeing airplane, bro. It was another Boeing airplane. Big surprise.
This aircraft underwent maintenance in San Antonio from September 3rd to October 18th, 2025, about 2 weeks prior to the crash. Investigators are now examining whether the pylons were inspected, whether negligence occurred, and if regulations need updating. In the latest update on January of 2026, UPS announced it will be retiring its entire fleet of MD-11s as a result of this crash. Other large companies like FedEx have also temporarily grounded their MD-11 fleets as a precaution. Today, several families affected have opened up lawsuits against UPS.
Dude, dude, they need to sue Boeing for that shit. Boeing is the one that's supposed to be, those are the motherfuckers that are supposed to be checking these damn planes, not UPS. They need to sue the fuck out of Boeing.
There are also several GoFundMe links for those affected, so many that GoFundMe has collected available links into a single URL, available in the description below. Ultimately, all 3 flight crew were killed along with another 12 victims on the ground. 22 more were injured.
Damn, that is crazy. I'll probably put the link to that down in the video whenever I finally get it out. Damn, we are late today. All right, I'm rolling. You guys stay safe. We'll be back on Monday. Stay safe out there. Stay friendly. Try to stay away from, lead. A lot of people have been eating it here lately. I don't know why, but it's bad for you. Don't do it. Don't sniff paint or markers either, man. We don't need any more of those. So yeah, stay safe out there. Stay away from crazy people. Don't become one. I'll be back on Monday. I stream Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11-ish. So check 11:30, more like it. But check out the channel. We're here, like I said, Monday through Friday, unless something happens. We have a Discord. We have Twitch, Kick, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. If you miss a stream, don't feel bad. The video, the entire stream will always be up on the YouTube channel. I always break up all the videos and publish that shit later on. Oh yeah, try to put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day or their whole life. You never know. You guys have a good weekend. We'll be back on Monday, bright and early. And I'll see you boys later. Peace. Have a good weekend. Thanks for watching.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning.